While Trump claims he was the clear winner.
Ron G on KMOX.
Let's take it from the top.
What's up, everybody? Hello, good morning. It is the Chris and Amy show. This is already fun. We're going to have a good Friday. I promise you that. And if you're not having a great day today, well, we'll try to make it better. Mike Elam is in for Amy Marks Kors today.
Hey, what's
I'm
up?
Chris
It's
Ron.
Friday the 13th.
You know what? Didn't even realize it until this morning. No.
Sorry, we won't do that.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's from the Friday the 13th.
The movie, buddy. It's,
I
they
never
made a
saw
Jason
movie.
that movie.
Now
Jason from Friday the 13th.
I do not want to pay money to have things scare me.
You can get that for free.
I generally hate horror films.
Oh, you
and
do?
I do. I don't go to similar reason,
Right.
right? I just don't enjoy them. I don't get into it. It's kind of like, Hallmark Christmas movies. They're always the same. And the Jason, thank you, Friday the 13th. All that kind of stuff, it's all the same kind of plot.
Yeah.
Something's going to jump out, scare you, and cut somebody in half.
And
Well,
going
you hate when that happens.
and going to the haunted house
does ruin your weekend,
something jumps out at me, it's getting hit. You know what I mean? So
There
I don't
is
go.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it.
Let's take you to a horror film.
The scariest movie that I think I've consciously made a decision to see was The Sixth Sense.
Good one. That's a
And
great one.
That was a scary
Well, there was no
movie.
blood and guts in that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I started
Well-
to say I wouldn't consider that really a horror movie.
Right.
But
Yeah,
like Freddy
suspense
and all
thriller.
that stuff, I
Thriller,
know what they
yes.
are, but I never saw any of it.
Oh.
Yeah. But this
There-
is kind of, you never saw Jerry Maguire. I mean, or
That
The
was the
Godfather.
thing that surprised me, especially
Haven't
because
seen The Godfather
you're
either.
into sports
I am
and,
into
and things
sports.
like that.
I am into sports.
So, for you to not, and being a consultant and it's a sports agency type thing,
yeah,
like I figured you would have liked that movie.
yeah, I might
Well,
like it.
You could still like it.
I could still like it, but I haven't chosen
It's Tom Cruise,
to. Yeah, well, there you go.
Cuba Gooding Jr.,
Cuba Gooding.
and Kelly Preston, who
No.
passed away.
Oh, was
Kelly,
she? in it?
she passed away.
Yeah, was it earlier this year?
No, the one gal that was in the movie, she got so many surgeries that she doesn't even
Oh,
look
Renee
like herself.
Zellweger.
Yeah, she doesn't look like herself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kelly Preston had, I want to say, cancer,
Oh,
and I'm
that's
pretty sure she died this
sad.
year.
Yeah, that was that's
No, she died 4 years ago. She died in
Travolta's
2020.
wife. Yeah,
That's
John
right.
Travolta's wife.
It's hard to keep up with all this stuff,
Hey.
Who's married to whom out there?
It really is.
Where can people listen to us, Franch? I think we got you off rails here.
Well, 11:20 a.m.,
Yeah.
98.7 FM. We're on the free Odyssey app, AUDACY. We have a new feature on that Odyssey app. It's called the voice message feature.
Mm.
Clever. You tap the mic button and you record a message and you can send it to us and maybe you'll hear yourself on the air.
I always
Also-
love it when there's a mic button.
Yes,
Those are awesome
Uh-huh.
buttons.
They
It's a
are.
microphone button, not a Michael button.
It's a mic button. Let's just leave it at that. Give me a win when I can have a win.
Take the win.
That's right.
Take it.
We are on social media at Chris Amy KMOX. And if you follow us on Twitter and Facebook, you can watch us.
Time now for the top of the order. The top three stories everybody will be talking about.
Former President Trump says that he will not participate in a third debate for him. It would be the second against Kamala Harris. Also, a judge has rejected the innocence claim of Marcellus Williams. So the execution, which is set to happen in less than 2 weeks, is going to happen. Cardinals beat the Reds 6-1. They win the series. They will take on the Blue Jays tonight in Canada. So that's all coming up. Danon Hughes, who is the Kansas City Chiefs color analyst. He will join the show today. Mike Claiborne is going to be on the show. We have our no prize football pick'em. We call it no prize because if you participate and you win, you get nothing. All you get is the pride of knowing that you've defeated us. So the pick'em challenge that we do during the football season, John Hancock, is it'll be usually Amy and me.
Yeah.
Today it's Mike Elam for Amy.
Oh,
We have a celebrity picker. Today
Yeah.
will be Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe.
is that right?
That's right.
Huh.
And we have a listener who participates. So we still we open it up to you. If you have time at 12:30 today and you want to be part of the No Pick'em Challenge, you just have to be on the phone.
Now, you
No
guys-
big deal.
You guys playing the spread on this, or just a
No,
pick? Just a
straight
pick 'em?
up pick the
Straight up
winners.
Oh,
So
Hard
we'll
to
pick about
do.
We'll pick about 8 or 9 games, and whoever
Elam's
has the
gonna
most win. I don't know.
I think Elam's going to win.
We're going to find out. We might have a listener today who knows football really well.
Could be.
I was looking at the games this week. I don't do any of these things, but I see a lot of visiting teams winning this week.
This week?
Yep.
Why
that
is
could
that?
happen, Michael.
Yeah. Just because when I was looking at the matchups, I see a lot of visiting teams winning. You know, the home team
Bears
is
are on the
usually
road.
favored by 2.5 to 3 points.
Yeah.
It's worth a field goal. And I just noticed when I was looking at the picks, I would be picking a majority of dogs, visitors.
Bears are on the road.
Yeah.
That's right.
Where they at?
So they're in Texas. That'll be tough.
Oh,
now,
that's gonna be a tough game.
will they be showing up for the first half, or are they just going to show up in the second half?
Hey. I don't know.
Well, you watched that same game I did.
Look.
I texted with you halfway through the first period. I said to Ron, or the first half,
Wait, what the hell's going on?
I said, what the heck is going on? He goes, this is an absolute disaster. So then we wound up winning, and I sent him a thumbs up, and he said, never in doubt.
Never in
doubt.
Never in doubt. If you want to participate in the no prize pick'em today, just text us. You could do it that way. 314-436-7900. Say, hey, I want to be involved. And then you might have somebody reach out to you, or you can tweet at us at Chris Amy KMOX. So
Wow. There's a lot of ways to participate here. I like that.
we like to be reachable.
Yeah.
It's like modern society, you are always reachable.
That is true.
And
Used to be that you can get away.
What's that?
Everybody gets to participate
And
too.
gets a ribbon. Everybody gets a ribbon. No, there's no prize.
No,
There's
not
prize.
every-
Right.
No, hold
you
on.
don't even get a ribbon.
Hold on.
Wow.
Hold
you
on.
just have the joy of knowing.
That's
you
right.
won.
The only thing you get is pride.
Hmm.
And if you win as the listener, you get to come back next week. That's it.
Interesting.
Oh, there's a returning champion to this.
There's a returning
I didn't
champion.
realize that.
Wow.
That's it. That is
Oh.
Love that.
It all seems
So
quite
Kehoe could be
complicated.
tied up for several weeks in a row, huh?
No. It's only for the listener.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the celebrity has to go away.
Yeah.
After they're part of the whole thing,
Mm.
then they have to
Thanks
go
for
away.
being here.
That's right.
See ya.
Yeah, we had
Moving on.
we had Wesley Bell
Can we
last
get
week.
Trump to play this game?
We
He has to go away, doesn't
well,
he?
he just has to go away from the contest.
Oh,
contest.
okay.
He doesn't have to go away forever. It's not like Mike Kehoe's giving up his campaign for governor after this day. No. So if you want to be in 314-436-7900, send us a text message with your name and somebody might reach out to you. Fellas, are you ready? We are 53 days away from the election.
I know.
What do you think?
About what?
Narrow down the election.
Yeah,
we have a couple hundred.
What's your when I say that, what is your first thought? 53 days.
Yeah. That's my first thought. My second thought is I think the presidential race remains very, very, very close. And there's some of these pundits out there that think it's all over and done with and that Kamala Harris has got it locked up. I am not among that camp, but I will say that the momentum in the thing is definitely with her right now. And if Trump's going to prevail here, he's going to have to change that momentum flow.
Michael, are you getting that? Because Michael Kelly,
Mhm.
I don't know if I've heard anybody say that they think it's over for either party.
No, I don't think it's over. I think Kamala's going to win. And I'll tell you why. What we've seen since the change at the top has been a near flawless campaign. And as a result, I think it's built energy amongst Democrats, enthusiasm that we usually typically see by people running around with red hats and trucks and flags. And, that momentum, John's right, has come to the Democratic side. And I'm seeing it translate, Chris, into foot activity. People who are inspired to get involved in their state Senate race, help out their state senator, et cetera. And that's not an energy that I've felt in quite some time inside the Democratic Party, even in Missouri, where we kind of know what's going to happen. I see an enthusiasm out there, and I think it's a good thing. I do think she's ultimately going to win.
Do you
I
still
don't think
feel
it's a foregone conclusion, but if I was betting,
I again, I'm not on the inside like you are. It doesn't feel like the same momentum is there that it was initially when she got the nomination. It seems to have trailed off a bit, but I don't Again, I don't know. That could just be feel.
I don't know. It's not. She's still raising at unprecedented clips. I think she's since the debate earlier this week, she's put $400 million in the bank again. I think she's killing it, and I don't feel that dip in energy. I see a flailing campaign on the other side that's reminding people of what those years were like.
Well, here's the thing. It's like if you're a Democrat, let me put myself in a Democrat's shoes here for a moment.
That
He's
sounds
going to pat me
painful.
on the head now.
Well, the textures say that you already are. So.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it's like waking up if you're an 8-year-old kid on Christmas morning.
It's the best.
Joe Biden's running for president, and you go into the family room there, and there's the tree, and there are 3 packages under the tree with your name on it, all of which are shaped like a shirt, and you think, oh. It's going to be the worst Christmas ever. That's what it was being a Democrat with the Joe Biden candidacy. Now, all of a sudden, Kamala Harris comes out onto the stage, and it's as if mom and dad have gone into the back room and they pulled out a big, almost a television-shaped box for your room when you're 8 years old. And you think, this is going to be great. And now, all of a sudden, your excitement level jumps up. The question is, what's in the box? And that, my friends, we do not yet know.
Well, the last time somebody asked that question, it was a human head. So
I think to play out your analogy, they got a Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah.
That was under the tree.
Okay.
Here's the question: is she going to shoot her eye out?
Well, that's it.
And I think over the next 53 days, I agree with Chris. You had that big boom, and this momentum was definitely in her
The
court.
honeymoon.
Yes. And it always happens when you have something like that. To John's analogy, fresh is always great. You love the new thing and the new toy that you get to play with. But after a while, the shine wears off. And the fact that she is trying to run the clock out, she is trying to run the Joe Biden 2020 campaign. I'm going to only do talking points. I'm going to only do the interviews that are going to be friendly to me, but I'm going to make sure that they're edited out. They're not going to be live. So I'm going to do them with folks who are not going to show me in a bad way. And I'm going to try to run the clock out, and I'm going to get everybody to agree that I am not who I have been my entire life. These last 2 months are who I really am now. Ignore everything else for the last 20 years of what I have said, and even the last 3.5 years of what I have said and where I have stood. If they can get the American public to believe that, she may win.
Hey,
but
Mike.
I think it's going to wear out. And I think you're going to come down to, here's my final. I think it's going to come down to a quick, Chris and I talked about yesterday, A-B choice. At the end of the day, the American public gets the chance that we have never had in my lifetime to say, I had this guy for 4 years, and here's what happened. With all the warts and everything else that came with it, this is what happened in 4 years, and this is what my life is like. I have had the last 4 years to have this guy or this administration in charge, and this is what my life has been like. Do I like it right now, or did I like it better with the last people? And this is the only time we've been able to do that in our lifetime. And I think that's really, at the end of the day, what it's going to come down to.
Two things you pointed out. You described a candidate who's hiding from the media. Was that Josh Hawley or was that Kamala Harris that you were talking about?
We were talking about Kamala because I've been at events where Josh has been there and been very out front.
Can't we say that she's doing what a campaign does? And by the way, when you sit there and say that we want people to look back at the 4 years of Donald Trump, there are many of us who look back at those 4 years. And by the way, the 4 years that he hasn't been president and are triggered by the fact that this man's a kook and a nut.
But you folks would never vote for him anyway.
Okay.
You would never vote for him anyway.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. We'll come back.
Oh, we got a break.
This is great. Mike Elam.
Yeah, I mean, if we can have the conversation,
we could have a conversation. We'll have a conversation when we come back. Mike Elam, Mike Kelly, John Hancock, Chris Ron.
I'm here too.
It's KMOX.
Think your vinyl windows are strong? Think again. Hi, it's Amy Mark Scores. Renewal by Anderson's windows are made of their signature composite Fibrix material. It's twice as strong as vinyl, and it won't warp, it won't crack when the temperatures rise and fall. Renewal by Andersen custom builds every window to fit your home perfectly, down to 1/16 of an inch. That means there's no fogging between the glass and no difficulty opening and closing the windows. Just smooth, reliable performance. Stronger, better, more beautiful. That's Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen's BOGO Bonanza is happening now. It's buy one, get one 50% off all windows, patio doors, or entry doors when you purchase 4 or more. That's right, 50% off with no payments and no interest for 18 months. Call by September 30th, 314-720-9200, 314-720-9200. That's 314-720-9200.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
You know the old saying, if you fail to plan, you might as well plan to fail. And the last thing you want to fail at is something as important as your retirement. Every week, Steve All talks about how to plan for this next phase of your life.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
Tune in to the All Financial Hour every Saturday morning at 10, right here on KMOX.
Del Walmsley and the Wealth Cycle.
This is the wealth cycle that I've taught for 30 years. Buy one house, 10 houses, an apartment, 2 apartments, 8, 20, 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000, 5,000 units. And as you keep putting the money and the profits back in, you become one of those rich people, and much quicker than you'd even believe.
Learn Dell's Wealth Cycle at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Use promo code 2024. Save 60%. Code 2024. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
You entrusted a nursing home with the care of a loved one, but they violated that trust. If your family member has been the victim of nursing home neglect, call Onder Law at 844-BEDSORE.
Real issues that impact your life. No polarizing politics, just relatable conversations. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
What I don't understand about Mike Elam's point here is that why do people associate with how good their life is currently or in the past with who was president? I've never once thought, man, life was great when Bill Clinton was president. Why don't we just go back to him because he must have been a great president for life to have been so good back then. No, the president doesn't care about us individually. At least I know one of them for sure doesn't. The other one at least tries to act like she does, which I'll go ahead and take.
Jonathan leaving us a voice message, which you can do on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Feel free to do that.
Well, I wanted to get back at the criticism is that this is an empty suit in Kamala Harris and that she's changed who she is. And the reality is she's running a good campaign. She has a command of policy, understands her policy, understands her positions, can articulate them, doesn't have concepts of plans, actually has plans, and has a record to point to. So does the former president. And what we have with the former president is no solid policy, no ability to advocate for his own positions. He'll change him in a whim. The same people who get fired up and lecture me about what an empty suit Kamala Harris is just whistling by the fact that now Donald Trump's pro-choice. I mean, look, she's a principled candidate who's running a good campaign. She's going to win, and it's unfortunate to see people continuing to forget about the chaos that was Donald Trump. And I think that's ultimately what's going to cost them the election.
Do you think that we're ever, because right now people are pretty entrenched, with the exception of, I guess I still don't quite, and every cycle, I still don't quite understand the undecided folks.
Well, the undecided,
I don't get that. I don't know how you can be
they're
undecided.
not paying attention because politics for them is something that they usually do every 4 years, show up and vote.
They don't do midterms. They don't do primaries.
And so you've got, and there's a lot of people out there that are living their lives. And the great thing about America is that you can actually wake up in the morning, go about your day, come home, have dinner, enjoy the kids, go to bed, and you don't have to worry about politics in this country. Usually,
until you have to, until you, well, why did this happen? Why are we doing this?
Exactly.
Well, you didn't vote.
And so there's a lot of people out there, I mean, the four of us are junkie. I mean, we pay a lot of attention to politics.
Right.
And, but we're not like most people. So I get that there are undecided voters. They're not undecided because they don't know what they think. They're undecided because they haven't thought about it yet.
Which is, that I guess that's interesting to me. And I know that to be the case. It's just I can't identify with it because I'm not like that.
And anybody listening to a show like
this. And I don't
this,
blame anybody for not, until they have a complaint about the way things are. Well, if you have a complaint about the way things are, participate in the process from start to finish. You don't get to participate 2 weeks before the election.
But if you're driving around out there listening to this program, you know exactly who you're voting for.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't know that I believe when I hear there's, 5 to 6% of people undecided. What I read that as is those people aren't going to vote. They just want attention.
Usually. Mm-hmm.
They just want attention. They want to be focused on. But they don't care.
Yeah. See, what percentage of people do you think that is? Do you think it's they've already made up their mind, or they know who they like? They just haven't decided if they're actually going to go vote yet.
Polling shows us that that's almost 85-90% of the electorate that knows it. I believe that it's probably more than that. It's whether or not people are motivated to go out and participate in the process.
Text messages 314-436-7900. We were talking about the Bears being on the road in Texas.
Yeah.
This message says if the Bears are on the road, they better watch out for RFK. He killed a bear and dumped it in Central Park or something.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Oh, he admitted to it.
He did admit to it.
Roseanne.
We got another segment with our guys, Hancock and Kelly.
Trump supporter.
Mike Elam is in for Amy today. I'm Chris Ranji on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
If you're thinking about selling your home, I'm sure there are two things that you want: certainty and the most money, right? This is Debbie Monterey, and if you've been listening to me for some time, you know that the agent I trust is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis's real estate expert. Here's why she should be your first call when looking for an agent. Gloria does not make empty promises. She provides written guarantees. What does that mean for you? Certainty. Certainty isn't the only thing you want. You also want the most money. Gloria is able to get her home sellers more money than the average agent because she already has the buyers. This is why Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she will buy it. To get your guaranteed price, call St. Louis's real estate expert Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Celebrate the month of September with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129. Take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Book online at ZeroResSTL.com and take advantage of the huge savings. Spell it forward, spell it backwards. It's always the same. Zero Res.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
At 10:30, clouds and 69 degrees downtown at the Arch. Thousands of Boeing factory workers have walked off the job after voting to reject a contract. Union leaders called for the strike to start, closing 2 major assembly plants in the Seattle region. Cairo TV's Eric Thomas on the picket lines.
I'd say about 4 dozen workers picketing on just about every corner here at Airport Road and Cash Park Road. You can hear cars honking as they go by in support of these workers. 33,000 from this union going on strike at 12:01 a.m.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Sonny Gray got his first win against his old team, the Reds. The Cardinals won 6-1, and they took 2 out of 3 from the Reds in the series and head to Toronto to play tonight. Ricky, how much fun was it calling Thomas Saggesi's first big league hit in that win?
Always exciting. I know even more exciting for him and his family who were here at the ballpark. Saggesi not only got that hit, added another hit and RBI later, made a great play defensively, and the Cardinals, they pulled away a 6-1 victory, out hitting Cincinnati 10-4. Jojo Romero picked up the save.
And Sonny Gray retired the first 15 batters he faced.
He was outstanding, really unhittable through the first 5 innings.
Now the Cardinals play interleague baseball in Toronto tonight. They have that 3-game series, but we'll be back at Busch Stadium on Monday.
I know Toronto expected to do more this year, but they're still a tough team. It's going to be fun.
And we're on the air at 5:10 tomorrow Central Time, 5:55. Ricky has the lineups. I'll bring you the first pitch around 6:05 as the Cardinals play after beating Cincinnati yesterday 6-1.
Exit ramp is closed on 70 going east at Earth City Expressway. This afternoon, more humid, couple showers and thunderstorms from the tropical rainstorm, high 79. Tonight's low 68, for tomorrow's high 84. Right now it's 69 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX. Navien tankless water heaters, the proven leader in condensing technology. Request a Navien because you deserve the best in endless hot water delivery. Learn about Navien's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7. And we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's also what a lot of us lack in our basement or garage. By switching to a Navien tankless water heater, not only will you have all the hot water you need whenever you need it, but you'll gain storage area as well. Maybe a place to display your space collectibles.
Highly logical.
Learn about Navien's series of high-efficiency tankless water heaters and how they don't just save space, but save dollars on your utility bills too. For more, go to tanklessmadesimple.com.
This is a commercial for California Psychics. America's most trusted psychic network. So, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. No, really, this is it. You won't see your soulmate's face in the clouds or your career path mapped out in your cappuccino foam. This really is it. We could add some dramatic sound effects if you'd like. So what you waiting for? Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
St. Louis, get ready to rock the holiday season with the return of Trans-Siberian Orchestra and the Lost Christmas Eve. KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra on December 18th for one spectacular show at Enterprise Center at 7 p.m. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. A portion of the proceeds benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. TSO. Timeless and everlasting. The rock holiday tradition for the entire family is back. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra's The Lost Christmas Eve, produced by Live Nation.
Hi, this is Paul Goldschmidt, and it's game day.
It's the Cards and Blue Jays tonight. Emron Total Access 512. First pitch 607.
Let's play ball.
On your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
In Springfield,
every day innocent animals are abused, beaten, and neglected.
They're eating the dogs.
Please call. You'll help rescue animals from their abusers.
The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
Right now, there's an animal who needs you.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Will you be an angel for a helpless animal?
Run, Spot, run.
Please call right now.
I don't think you should. Look, probably shouldn't eat dogs.
I would strongly discourage.
I don't know if they. I don't know if
anyone
dog, do they. Okay, I shouldn't ask this question, but I'm going to.
All right.
Do they taste good?
Yeah, nobody
like
knows.
chicken.
Everything's like chicken.
Yeah, that's what they say about alligator. You ever had alligator?
I have had alligator.
Yeah, it tastes
You've
like
had
chicken.
alligator?
It
It does
tastes
not taste like chicken.
But everything they say tastes like chicken.
They always say everything tastes like
Rabbit
chicken.
does for sure.
Do you know what's funny? You know, we were talking about the World's Fair yesterday, and I was telling you that I didn't know the World's Fair was 7 months.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
that was a big
why.
deal.
I
Yeah,
never,
dude,
I never-
long time.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. But in one of the areas that they had set up, one of the controversies is one of the native groups that they had set up there. They were eating dogs during the World's Fair. They were cooking them out in the open, and they were actually eating them during the World's Fair. It was a big deal.
Isn't that how Dogtown gets its name?
I don't know.
I think it does.
Is it?
I
didn't
think it's
know that.
related to the World's Fair. I really do believe it is related to the World's
So
Fair.
maybe that's where they were cooking up.
And
the
maybe it's an
dog.
old wives' tale, but I've heard similar things, Mike.
It could be, but
Yeah.
that about how Dogtown got named. But
Yeah.
I in the documentary I was watching last week, I actually saw it. I was like, holy crap!
It was 120 years ago.
But
Wow.
It would make sense, right?
remember it
I
like
mean,
it was
that people would be eating dogs. I mean, don't you think our ancestors we're not eating eagles? Why? Because we
Well,
couldn't
but
catch them.
these
We're
weren't
eating
like
chickens
Native
'cause they were
Americans.
close and we
These-
could grab them.
This was a tribe of folks that they brought over. I can't even remember where they were from, but they had a whole area set up for them, and it wasn't out of their norm to do that. But there you go. Everything old is new again.
One of the I think is an interesting note about the 1904 World's Fair that isn't all that interesting, but they had the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
The Ferris wheel, the first ever, the huge one that was in the Chicago World's Fair, and then it came here. They disassembled it, sold most of it for scrap, but there was like this 70-ton axle.
Yeah.
That nobody knows whatever happened to it.
Buried it.
They think it could be buried,
right?
But they're not exactly sure. So I guess it could be somewhere in Forest Park,
right?
Oh,
which I think that's
you ought to be
interesting.
able to find that with a metal detector.
You
wouldn't
would think.
You ever use a metal detector when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Get it out there on the beach beeping. Did you ever do that, Elon?
I haven't done that, but
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of
For
retired
some
guys
reason,
who are
I can
doing
see
it.
that this would be appealing to you.
Well,
you
I
look
mean,
like one of them
think
guys
about
who'd
it.
be
Think of
walking
it, take
around.
it, because otherwise you're just walking for no point. You know, I mean, why would you just walk for no reason whatsoever? So you get your little metal detector there, and you beep beep, a little like and it starts beeping at you, and who knows?
Yeah.
There it is right now.
That's what it
just
sounds like.
mainly old guys with glasses on wanting to look at
Your
dogs.
entire
Bam, bam, bam.
retirement could be under your very feet, and you're walking along, and without the metal detector.
Ooh, another pop top.
You may have Yes, but for every 10,000 Pop Tarts, whatever it is, there's gold down there. I mean, you don't know.
Hey,
Well, it could be.
if Jimmy Buffett would have had a metal detector, he wouldn't have cut his heel and had to cruise on back home.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
The world would
right.
be a different place.
Yeah, I love the metal detector.
Hancock.
I'd like to get me one. What?
Think about it. There's no way that retirement is buried underground.
Oh, it has to be.
I'll tell you why it's
Look
not.
at Jed Clampett.
Well,
I mean, he was just looking for some food out there.
Well, he found oil.
And trying to get her.
He
and
found a
did.
bubbling crude.
But
Texas tea.
What I'm saying is
Got the swimming pool.
The reason you know that retirement is not buried underground is because the people with the metal detectors do it for like 30 years. And if they found retirement, they would stop doing it.
Well, would you?
So,
well, but
I
most,
think so.
Most of them who are looking are already retired.
Yeah.
And why are they walking with a metal detector? Because they've been at home with their spouse with nothing else to do.
Well, I mean,
and she
that was
probably
COVID.
bought him the metal detector and said, you should go looking
You should
for
go
this.
do something.
Yes, you should get
You
out
know,
of the
and
house.
do you ever see
COVID was
anybody
amazing.
normal walking around
Yes.
with metal detectors in public? Come on,
uh,
normal people like you, like
when I'm
let
down
them
on the
drive
beach
you to
in
the
Florida,
grocery
I
store.
do.
Yeah.
The guy that's walking around with the metal detector. Okay,
Yeah, because
take your daughter.
See, you're a pessimist, Kelly. You're by nature, you're a pessimist. I'm by nature an optimist.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know when you're going to have something, and boom, there it is. Wow, I've now got $17 million.
That's not.
And you just don't know. It could happen.
It was right there.
Yes.
I suppose it costs you nothing except for you buy the metal
Well, you got to
detector.
buy the metal detector.
How much do you think one of those is?
A good one. Now you don't want one of these cheap, Chinese
maybe
made.
$500.
No, I think you can get a good metal detector for about $2.25.
Well, I think you should pay for one of the $3,000 standing metal detectors you have
Yeah.
to walk through to go to the stadium.
magnetometer.
You should take that
Yeah.
out to the beach and see if you can find
Well,
something.
but I don't know that looks underground. That just kind of looks through you.
Well, let's see.
You got to penetrate the surface of the planet there.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these are like maybe 300.
This is
Some
a
you can buy for
conversation
70.
I was not expecting to have today.
Well, you started it.
I did.
I'm just looking at the comparison between the retired guy walking the beach and the guy walking along Kings Highway with a metal detector. Those are two different people.
Yeah.
So I think the one Michael Kelly's talking about is that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy you're talking
beach.
about
I don't
is
know.
killing time down in Naples.
But the guy on the beach, he's a little weird too, right? Because he's out there every day looking like, oh, did somebody drop something yesterday?
You
And then,
never
by the
know.
way, your whole life is based on, finding somebody else's misfortune?
Yes.
Huh.
What if that guy's listening to us on the Odyssey app and he's like, "Hey, we're talking about me
insulting
right
me."
now. He's out there with a metal detector right
Now,
now.
Well,
tell
that-
him you're hearing
but
noise
he-
because
he's
they
not-
have to beep.
You're not listening to the radio because you got to hear the beat.
He's listening to you. He's listening to you mock him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not very
Oh,
nice,
I-
Kelly.
what-
very unkind.
I can
I'm
tell Michael
sorry.
does not care.
No.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who metal detects.
Huh. It's a lost art, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
The closet industry.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
It
it's not,
is.
there can't be an art to it.
Well, yes.
You just wave the thing around
Well,
until you
you-
find
Do you think
something.
it's passed down in
You're
generations of
probably
families?
a guy that think it doesn't matter how you reel in the lure when you're fishing. I
I'm
mean,
sure there's.
an
Oh no,
art-
I believe there's a tactic to that.
The same thing with the metal detector.
How?
Son, your great
It's all-
grandpa
all
used
in the
to
wrist.
walk these roads looking for pop
my
tops.
great uncle
was a metal
James
detector
Anderson.
guy?
No, James Anderson Hancock. Our family, we settled in the rockiest part of Missouri and became farmers, and it didn't go well. That great grandpa died with a 3-legged horse and a tin pan. That's what he had. That was his estate.
Died of hunger, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
it was not good. And but his son, I guess, James Anderson Hancock, he left the family homestead in the 1840s, Michael, and wandered out to California, and he struck gold. And there in Placerville, California, the Hancock family, he had gold doorstops in his home.
Oh,
did James
really?
Anderson Hancock? Yes. None of the rest of us ended up with
I
squat.
was going to say, did he start a foundation?
No,
Did you get a little piece of the action?
But he's got people out there, and they don't talk to us.
Do they know of you?
Yeah, I mean,
Why
they
don't you
might.
show up on their front lawn with a metal detector
The
and
man
start
hit
seeing
gold.
what you can
Oh,
find?
I'm telling you, he probably had a metal detector, and look at where he is now. And here I sit on KMOX for $40 an hour, and
They're paying you $40.
Well, maybe 30.
They're paying you $30.
Maybe,
I need a raise.
maybe 28.
I got to renegotiate.
It's hard to keep up,
dude.
What? I'm just trying to help out here. I'm trying to add to the level of the conversation.
You took that metal detector to that house, it would be going crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing is I took a vacation day from my full-time job to come do this today.
Yes.
You did not.
I did. I have to take a vacation day
What is
from
your
my full-time job.
job?
Working for i3 Broadband.
i3 Broadband.
The fiber to the home company. We're
Oh,
based
okay,
in
cool.
Peoria, but I do governmental
Wow.
affairs for us.
Nice.
So obviously, if I'm going to be here and play Amy for 3 hours, my
Yeah.
boss is like, yeah, I'd really like to not pay you to do your full-time
Do
job.
you guys sell to individuals or to companies?
To individuals. We bring it to your home. We bring fiber to your home.
He's got the fiber in his trunk.
I'm here to,
Would
to free
Disney
you
be
from
on?
cable.
Would Disney be on my channels right now if I
It
had
actually
you?
is, yes.
Because
You
it's-
too.
Are you dealing with this, Ranj?
No.
ESPN?
You're not a direct
No.
TV
You're not
guy.
a direct TV
No.
guy?
Oh yeah, they cut all the
I use
Disney
YouTube
networks.
TV.
College football weekend number 2, I'm going to be without ESPN.
So
Well-
YouTube TV will offer you a free preview
right.
to get you through. And if you don't have YouTube TV, you're missing out.
Well,
I like
If you're
Really?
not- do you not agree?
I
Really?
like it a lot. The only reason I don't is because Bally's not on it.
Yeah, if they
there's
had
been-
Bally's, it would
But
be
you know
great.
what? I have said this before, and I don't care. I am pirating Bally, and I
Ooh,
don't care.
are you?
Yeah,
I
I'm,
wanna
I'm going
pirate
around it. I
ESPN.
Well,
refuse.
I think this season a lot of people don't.
I refuse
they
to give
can
it.
deal with not having the Cardinals.
That's true. But the Blues are right around the corner.
And you
That's
can
right.
always listen to the game on KMOX.
That's right.
You got
and
all
that's
those-
really
and
where the best
The love of the
feeds
game.
are.
That's the love of the game.
You
Not
hear
just-
the crack of the bat.
Yeah.
Not
the
just
roar of the
1120
crowd.
AM, 98.7 FM, 102.5 HD2, but also the
On
free
the
Odyssey app. If you're in the area, got to be in the area
You do.
because MLB keeps a real tight lid on how you access their content.
Yes, they do.
So, but before we get out of here, because Hancock and I are going to go play snooker for a little while.
Oh, is that a new
together.
game?
Yeah, we're going to play together. You know, well, he may be busy. Are you going to Metal Detector Club today?
No,
or
no,
are you
no.
gonna go-
I got the cue ready to go, buddy. I need a new tip.
How are you preparing, and
Cleanse your
where will
corner
you
early.
be watching the game on Sunday? I'm worried about you, man. I'm worried about this team that you and I are rooting for.
I'm fine. I'm going to watch.
You're rooting for the Bears too?
I got 3 teams I'm rooting for this year.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, I want to see them 3P.
Yeah.
The Bears, because I want to be one of Ranji's buddies.
Yeah.
In Miami, because I was hoping that someday I'll live in
Well,
Florida. And
two was hurt.
Yeah, it's going to
Two
be
was hurt.
tough for
was not
Miami.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Chicago, too.
Oh, stop it.
buddy.
We're going to be fine.
Okay.
It was
You
his
got
first
that.
game.
You got that quarterback. out
Caleb
there.
Williams.
Wasn't
It was
Caleb.
his first game. He'll be fine. He's a rookie.
Okay.
Game 1.
All right.
Will be interesting to see which direction future Governor Kehoe goes on the Bears game this weekend.
Well, it's going to determine
That's
whether or
for
not I
your-
vote
Could be
for him. I'll tell you
determinative.
that.
It could be determinative.
Yeah, he could earn my vote today
Yeah.
Wow.
if he, picks wisely.
Huh.
We'll see.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
John Hancock,
Peace
Michael
and love,
Kelly.
people. Peace and
Hey.
love. Peace
Hey.
and love.
Go on now, get. Mike Elam's going to stick around, though. He's in for Amy Mark's course. I'm Chris Ranji. Did you see this? Is next.
Hello, my name is Chad Clayman with Clayman Group, where you can find us online at claymangroup.com, KLAMEN group.com. Do you have a house that you'd like to sell as is and not deal with the market? Maybe you have a tenant not paying the rent or a house in disrepair and you want a simple solution for your sale? We've been in business for over 88 years and we've helped thousands of people sell their house in as-is condition with no middleman involved. Reach out today at claymangroup.com, KLAMEN group.com, and receive an offer today.
We all know how important nutrition is to our health, and now is the time to do something about it. With Neovitamin Women's Multivitamin, you can give your body sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to support your daily health. Created by a St. Louis physician, Neovitamin Women's Multivitamin is formulated with our proprietary blend for daily support you won't find anywhere else. Best of all, you can get Neovitamin Women's Multivitamin delivered right to your door with our convenient monthly subscription. Go to neovitamin.com and sign up for a subscription today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
How could they make things even more tempting at Genesis of St. Charles? How about 0% financing through the end of September? Choose from the area's largest selection of Genesis sedans and SUVs and get 0% financing. Just head to Genesis of St. Charles. Check out the selection and their beautiful state-of-the-art showroom. Once you get behind the wheel of a Genesis, you're going to want one. Take advantage of 0% financing. They're just a quarter-mile east of Mid-Rivers Mall Drive off 70, or check out their selection at genesisofstcharles.com. Fall is in the air, and it's a perfect time for you to call Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best. Whether you need something done before winter comes or you just want to plan for next spring so that you can have the best outdoor space on the block, Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the company to call. They do offer free in-home estimates, free project design, so they can help you put together the plan to make your outdoor space the envy of everyone, party central, or just your own quiet little refuge. Decks, patios, pergolas, sunrooms, screen rooms, fences, retaining walls. They can do it all at Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They have the highest quality materials. They have their own installation team, which is really important because they have years of experience and they stand behind everything they do. For the month of September, if you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll give you 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. It's Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. Find them online now at chesterfieldfence.com.
Home values are sky high and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market is peaked, so if you're thinking about selling, it's time, except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
I'm Brad Young. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Did you see that thing? I can't believe it. Something is obviously wrong.
This is a joke, right?
Are you freaking kidding me? No way!
You gotta be kidding me. Don't feel bad. There's no way you could have known that.
Now, did you see this with Chris and Amy?
Mike Elam is in for Amy today. I'm Chris Ranji. Did you see this, Mike? That, you know, I don't know if you've been following the saga of the current Oakland A's.
I have not.
Okay, so this is going to be now officially their final year in Oakland.
Where are they going?
So they're going to play in 2025, and this is the story from yesterday. It is now a certainty, according to the commissioner, that the A's will play their 2025 season in Sacramento. So this is
going to the Capitol.
Well, yeah, they're going to the Capitol, and then they will ultimately play in Las Vegas.
See, I don't understand a baseball team in Vegas because you're going to be playing in Vegas outside when it's 120 degrees.
Well, they could build just like they did in Arizona, they could build a roof, retractable or whatnot.
I would hope they would.
Yeah.
I mean, Vegas during July and August, it's literally hell. Like, it's hot.
Yeah, it's really bad out there. But yeah, there are renderings of the building already. It looks pretty cool. It's just I got a problem with it because we know it all too well in St. Louis, where an owner of a franchise is rewarded by the league for mismanaging the franchise.
We're going to save you.
And
We're
I
going to
think
move
that's
you
because-
somewhere else and start over again.
Well, that's what they want. They want to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I don't think that should be allowed. I get it. It's business, but it's a little different. Sports fandom is a little different. And when you are asking people as a team and as a league to support your product, and make it part of the identity of your city. And then you do that for decades and decades. And then they say, yeah, you know what? After all that you've done for us, we're going to run the team into the ground and then reward the owner with a new location in a new city where he'll get public funding for a new stadium. It shouldn't be allowed.
It's definitely not fair to the fans.
Because it's not an issue. And we know this in St. Louis. The Rams leaving, even though Stan Kroenke said otherwise, was not because people didn't support the team. It's because he screwed the team up intentionally so he can move it. And the league said, okay, you can do that. That's fine.
And we're still bitter.
It's ridiculous.
And we'll be for a long time.
Well, some people don't care anymore, but I think most people look they look at that situation and they hate him, and they should. He should be hated forever. Screw that guy.
So I was looking for a story that was a little happier.
Go ahead.
And found this story about Sam the kitty cat man.
Oh, I don't know who this is.
So this is a little kitty who actually was a feral cat that this lady rescued, and somebody stole her kitty 11 years ago. And it was found 11 years later
in Springfield, Ohio.
And they returned it to her. It's actually in South Carolina.
Oh,
is where the cat was stolen, and it was found in Charleston. And they found it in a group of feral cats, and it was very skinny and malnourished. But they scanned it and found the chip, and they returned this cat to this lady. And she said, "I haven't held a cat in my lap in 11 years because I was so heartbroken for losing Sam the kitty cat man."
So here's my question. How long does a cat live?
I have no idea. I am not a cat person.
I don't like cats at all.
One of my kids was allergic, so cats were definitely out of the picture.
I was when I was a kid. Apparently, I had a tough time around cats.
Okay.
But I don't think that's why I don't like them. I don't like them because what's the point?
I just thought it was a really cool story to say, something you loved, it was taken away from you a long time ago, and it's brought back to you after 11 years.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know cats lived that long either.
11's not that much, but she's not going to get a whole lot of time with it.
She's not going to get the best years.
The best years
are
are
feral
gone.
cat for 11 years. What could go wrong here?
Well, now the next 5 or 6 or 7 years is just going to be a lot of trips to the vet.
We're tearing up her house.
Hope you enjoy it. When we come back, it's Christmas time. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It is Christmas time.
I thought it was September.
The Trans-Siberian Orchestra will begin their tour pretty soon, and Al Petrelli, who started the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, will join us when we come back on KMOX.
213 Flashpoint Complex will take you to the next level. It increases your metabolism, fights cravings, gives you all-day focused energy with no crash, and at night, it helps you burn fat by lowering cortisol levels. 213 Flashpoint Complex is available at Supplement Superstores. Find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free. with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
At the UPS Store, we understand the importance of a first impression. That's why we're here to help you put your best foot forward and be unstoppable with our printing services. With high-quality paper stock options, banners, business cards, menus, and more, we make sure your small business stands out and your message reaches the masses. After all, we're the one-stop prints that pop store. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, prices, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today and get your print on.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need the best. Let us make your case our cause. Car accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-900,000.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Tune into the Home Improvement Show, sponsored by Mosby Building Arts, Saturdays 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX for expert advice on remodeling, design, and construction. This live Q&A show begins at 11 a.m. or find podcasts at mosbybuildingarts.com.
At 11 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky, 70 downtown at the Arch. Some 33,000 machinists at Boeing are on strike.
Boeing machinists rejected a tentative contract agreement and on Thursday voted to strike. John Holden heads the union local of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers.
This is about respect. This is about addressing the past. And this is about fighting for our future.
Audio is courtesy of KOMO in Seattle. Boeing responded to the strike announcement saying it's ready to get back to the table to reach a new agreement. As long as the strike lasts, it will deprive Boeing of much needed cash that it gets from delivering new planes to airlines. I'm Donna Warder.
A $250 million renovation of Mizzou's stadium is approved by the University of Missouri Board of Curators.
This happened yesterday at a board meeting. This will transform the north end zone of Faurot Field. Groundbreaking is scheduled for November 30th. The Tigers will host Arkansas later that day. Renovations are scheduled to be completed in time for the 2026 football season. That's the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. I'm Joe Pott, KMOX Sports.
The Jefferson County Port is expanding.
For the first time ever, the port in Jefferson County is 100% publicly owned, meaning a steady stream of self-sustaining income for the Port Authority. President Derek Good says that's been his goal all along.
We are officially announcing that the Jefferson County Port Authority has purchased the riverfront operations of Riverview Commerce Park and the existing port facility in Herculaneum.
That property is where the Doe Run Company smelted lead for decades along the Mississippi in Herculaneum. A company called American Patriot Holdings is developing the site for shipping containers. Jefferson County Port Authority used $18 million of $25 million allotted by this year's state budget to make the purchase. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
They thought they were getting cash handouts. Instead, hundreds of thousands of low-income Americans had their health insurance switched without their knowledge.
The online ad for Enhance Health promises to deliver health insurance plans starting at $0 a month. Facebook ads, since removed by parent company Meta, seemed to promise cash for daily expenses. Yet, when the customers called the numbers listed, they were signed up for government-subsidized health insurance instead, and the cash never materialized. A dozen firms, including including Enhance Health, are now the target of a class action lawsuit after more than 200,000 complaints about unauthorized signups. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
The KMOX Business Desk, a package delivery company, is suing a pillow company.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow.
DHL is suing MyPillow, alleging the company's chief pitchman, Mike Lindell, owes nearly $800,000 for unpaid bills. The lawsuit filed in Minneapolis is the latest legal dispute involving MyPillow and Lindell. Lindell says that MyPillow stopped using DHL over a year ago in a dispute over shipments that he said was DHL's fault. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
The Dow from Stifel is up 403 points. That's about 1% to 41,500. Disabled vehicle 44 going east at Lewis Road. The right shoulder is closed. Also, the exit ramp is closed. 70 east at Earth City Expressway. 70 east at Earth City Expressway.
Mostly cloudy and more humid this afternoon. A couple of showers and thunderstorms from Francine, high 79. A shower in spots tonight, mainly early, low 68. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zare on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got a cloudy sky. It is 70 in Florissant, 69 St. Peter's, 70 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Stay connected with the heartbeat of St. Louis. KMOX News, bringing you the stories that matter most. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's never too early to talk Christmas, baby. Never too early to talk Christmas tunes. And Trans-Siberian Orchestra coming through St. Louis. It'll be Wednesday, December 18th at Enterprise Center. It is an annual tradition. And the founder of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, guitarist and music director Al Petrelli, is with us again, joining us on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Good morning, Al.
Good morning. How are you, my friend?
Man, we are really excited to get Christmas season going. I know it's September 13th. It's early enough, right?
My wife and I went to Home Depot the other day to get some stuff, and the trees are out, so it's time, I guess.
See, Christmas happens earlier and earlier every year, doesn't it?
Every year, my friend. But the kids went back to school a couple weeks ago. The leaves are changing up here on the mountain. Football season started, and I'm on the phone with you, so I guess here it comes.
The Lost Christmas Eve Tour, that's what's coming through St. Louis again, December 18th at Enterprise Center, and tickets are available now. What is this show going to be like?
Well, The Lost Christmas Eve was the third installment in Paul O'Neill's Christmas trilogy. And we haven't done this story in its entirety since, I think, around 2012. Now, we've been playing songs from the record in our shows every year because that's a lot of people's favorite stuff, Wizards in Winter, the Christmas Canon, things like that. But I got home in January and I was thinking that I want to do something different this year. I have to keep it familiar because a lot of the folks in the audience who I affectionately refer to as the repeat offenders, they keep coming back year after year after year. And they have made this part of their holiday tradition. So we always have to walk a very fine line between keeping it familiar and traditional, yet I want to keep them back on their heels all day and all night, And this piece of music or this album or this piece of work from top to bottom is just beautifully written. It's got a great story, great poetry, and fantastic songs. So we decided, okay, that's going to be the story, the theme for this year's tour. And the kick is that, again, we haven't done it in about a dozen years, and the technology the advances in technology have come so far over the last 10, 12 years that our crew lit up with the idea of, no pun intended, lighting this show up with what's available to us now as opposed to a dozen years ago. So it is going to be a spectacle and much bigger and better than last year.
Al, I'm just curious, how long does it take to put this show together? Because, you guys start in early November, you go all the way through the end of the year, and you're road warriors for 2 months, man. It's amazing. But how long does it take to actually put this together?
Well, let's put it this way. Our management team is, as we speak, working on the 2025 tour as far as the routing and the availability of buildings and all that. So well over a year and change. Again, I got home, I don't know, what was it? New Year's Eve day. okay, and celebrated with my wife and our daughters, and all our family got together and hung out, and I took 2 weeks just to catch my breath. But by the middle of January, we were having our conferences and our phone calls and a countless number of emails back and forth. What are we going to do next year? And that's when the conversation started. And we just about have like the last idea, inked. So when I get to Omaha, Nebraska in a couple of weeks, and we actually start production rehearsals, we already know exactly what we're going to do. Everybody has already been practicing and learning their parts. And we're going to get to Omaha and probably run the show twice a day for 20, 25 days. So I know that opening night is a perfect first show. Now, I'm going to be seeing you guys, in the middle of December, I think on the 18th, right?
Yep. Right.
Now, that may be my 50th show.
Wow.
But it's your first show.
Right.
And everybody in that venue will have a perfect first show. At the Enterprise Center at 7:00, when those house lights go down, it's going to be brand new for all of us. We can celebrate Christmas Eve and Paul's beautifully written story together. And I'm just really excied to do it again.
Yeah, that's a question. I mean, you're going to play in 66 cities this year, over 100 shows you're going to play. That is a to keep it fresh, to keep the energy up. Is that a difficult thing to do?
Absolutely not. To put it in perspective, 1964, I was 2 years old and I watched the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. Okay. That was it. I was done, And if you talk to any musician my age, well, first of all, they changed the world, but, especially musicians, my age and older, they're going to probably tell you the same thing, So ever since I've been wearing feety pajamas, I've been dreaming about one thing and one thing only, So you put a guitar around my neck, I don't have to even think about, anything other than I love doing this. I've been dreaming about it my whole life. The fact that, TSO is going to turn 30 years old this coming February when I first recorded those opening notes in Christmas Eve, Sarajevo, 12/24. I would prefer to do 3 shows a day if I could, I mean, I love playing the guitar. I love leading the band, and I love more than anything else watching the expressions in the audience members' faces change as we go through this whole thing. Now it's a no-brainer for me. I just love every second of it.
You were talking about 30 years and talking about the Beatles. Even the Beatles broke up after a while. How do you keep this group together? How many of the core stay with you? And how much change do you have within the group year over year?
Not that much change. I mean, every so often somebody will leave or for whatever the reason, and, that's fine. Go do your thing. God bless you. But Paul O'Neill, he invented this art form 30 years ago, and he said we have to keep a close eye on it. It's like having a child or, me being a parent, when the baby's born, you're immediately like overridden with like joy and, being terrified. How do you take care of this thing? I got to change it, feed it, change its diapers, teach it, help it learn to walk, ride a bike, blah, blah, blah. From infancy to 30 years old, it's been the same thing. I've taken care of this thing like one of my children. If Paul was its father, I'm just the crazy uncle in the corner of the house, And the stories are the most important part of it, And so all the people who have been involved in this for so many decades now get that. And I have a wonderful group of selfless people that just want to bring the story to life. And to be honest with you, at my age, I'll be 62 next week. Longevity has been my real success, doing this for so long. And every year it gets more relevant. It gets more popular. People bring, relatives, grandparents, great-grandparents to the show because they love it and they enjoy it. It's become a holiday tradition for people. So to keep it going, I don't know. I just don't. Anybody involved doesn't really think of too much else other than doing this and doing it at the top of their game. And when we lose somebody, okay. I don't like changing band members. My band has a really good chemistry and, a good rock and roll band. You take one element out of it, it's like, it's different. So I really don't like change very much.
Well, hey, first of all, happy early birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for people who aren't aware, you've played with Alice Cooper, you've worked with Megadeth, with Michael Bolton, one of the first things you ever did. So, I mean, you've been around the music industry, and so you have a firm knowledge of what it takes to make a new show. And this one, my understanding is, will be pretty different from ones you've done in the past, right?
It will be. We always try to keep it different. What would break my heart is if I ever overheard anybody leaving a show saying, it was okay. Last year was better. It's not going to happen on my watch. And I don't know if I've mentioned this to you in our past conversations, but I always try to compare it to two things: Walt Disney and whoever won the Super Bowl last year. You know, so think about it. You win the Super Bowl. We all know who won the Super Bowl last year, but whatever. But you get the ring, you get the parade. You know, it's awesome, man. What an accomplishment. Okay, now it's in the rearview mirror, and there's absolutely zero guarantee that you're going to win the Super Bowl next year. You're going to have to work really hard and rethink everything and build the team from the ground up again. You know, same with Disney. How do they keep it going? You know, great talent, great ideas within the context of what Walt had built. You know, I just took my kids to Disney last year, and I went to Disney World in Orlando. I don't know, 1971 when it opened, you know, and I went on It's a Small World. And then when I took my daughters this year with my wife, I went on It's a Small World, and it was awesome. Then I had to go on Guardians of the Galaxy. Not so good.
That's so good, man. We're looking forward to having you in town again, Al Petrelli, and we appreciate the conversation. It's December 18th. At Enterprise Center. It is a Wednesday, and it's a show that's good for all ages. And in fact, we've talked about this a ton, that you'll have people in their 90s, people who are 2. So it's a good show for anybody.
You're kind of the official kickoff to Christmas, man.
Yes, sir. And, you know, it's so much fun where I stand on that stage from my vantage point, looking out and seeing like a 3-year-old little girl on her granddaddy's lap, you know. And every time the pyro goes off, you know, she kind of shrieks a little bit, and, you know, and then they both smile and put their fists in the air. You know, I've never seen a TSO show, but boy, do I got my own show when I'm playing.
That's right. You do. You get to look out to the crowd. Al Petrelli, thank you again. Good to talk to you. And we will see you here in a few months.
Always. Thank you so much for your time, and all my best to your family. Have a great holidays if we don't talk.
Same to you. Trans-Siberian Orchestra guitarist, music director Al Petrelli. Again, tickets are on sale. You can go to Ticketmaster and get them. December 18th at Enterprise Center. Trans-Siberian Orchestra coming back to St. Louis. Chiefs will try to win their second game of the season. We're going to talk to Danon Hughes, analyst for the team, next on KMOX.
Hey folks, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house on the walls, patios, walkways, porch, or chimneys? If so, this might be a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. What's tuck pointing? It's the removal of old mortar and the replacement of new mortar on a wall or chimney. Sometimes that mortar can become loose, missing, or deeply eroded. We've used the Morelli team to tuck point the Brennan home several times, and in fact, this winter, we noticed the bricks that line the ground near our porch in the backyard had gotten out of line and looked pretty cattywampus. One call, Morelli Tuck Pointing, the job was done. Morelli's the company that's won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year, back to back to back since 2005. Check out their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. The Masonry Specialists, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Did you know you can unlock the equity from your current home and stay in it while you find your next home or while your new home is being built? Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis's real estate expert, can do that for you. Here's a problem that many home sellers find themselves in. They want to sell their home, but where will they move? Plus, they need the funds from their current home to go purchase the next home. Well, Gloria gets it. And that's why she created her Sell and Stay program, which lets you sell your home, get the cash, and stay in that home for up to 12 months. Gloria Liu thinks of every dilemma a home seller goes through and provides a guaranteed solution. If you need the cash from your current home to buy your next home, here's my recommendation. Call the agent I trust, Gloria Liu, and ask her about her Sell and Stay program. Call 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Onder Law, we deliver big judgments for the little guy. Onder Law takes on the biggest industries and holds them accountable. Call today for a free review at 314 or 618-9-MILLION.
Your home of the Cardinals.
Arenado swings and hits it deep to left field. That ball is out of here.
The Billikens.
Jumper. Yes! Billikens win!
The Chiefs.
Touchdown! Kansas City!
We are America's sports voice. KMOX.
The runner's toe hit out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass. The game is over.
Sean Hockley, I've never loved you more, brother. Incomplete, and Kansas City wins this game by a toenail.
The Kansas City Chiefs will play this weekend against the Cincinnati Bengals. That'll happen at Arrowhead. A 3:25 kickoff. And, of course, we are the home of the Chiefs, the luckiest football team in the world.
Wow.
Wow. I knew that was going to make people in the room mad. So 3:25, Chiefs and Bengals. And with us every Friday at 11:15 is Danon Hughes. He's the Chiefs analyst, former wide receiver, and he joins us on KMOX. Good morning, Danon.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy post-win, Chiefs win week, and hopefully another win this week against the Bengals. So, yeah, it's been a great week so far. We had a little bit of an extended hybrid bye by playing on that Thursday night and opening the season, but it's been fun.
Yeah, what is it like to have that a couple of extra days that you normally wouldn't get?
Oh, from a player's perspective, it's like Christmas. I mean, any opportunity you have from a player's perspective to have a day off or an extra days off, you value that. I've always said when I was playing, when the schedule came out, the first thing you looked at was when was the bye week, because you were in the dog days of OTAs or camps or mini camps, et cetera, and you just wanted to know when you were going to get your breaks. Then you would look at primetime games, Monday night games, et cetera, back then. But I feel like the players probably look at it the same now, but from a broadcaster standpoint, it just kind of gives you an opportunity to get a little bit of a break. I had a little bit of a guys trip going this past weekend, and I'm fortunately able to make it every year we win the Super Bowl. So every time we win the Super Bowl, we play on Thursday night, and then I get a little break on that weekend. So it's cool.
Yeah, and as the roster goes right now, some difficult news for the Chiefs. Hollywood Brown, who did not play in the first game against Baltimore with a shoulder injury he suffered during the preseason. Reporting now is that he is going to have surgery and will go on injured reserve. If they don't have him for what it looks like will be an extended period of time, how big of a deal is that?
Well, I don't know how big of a deal it is. Obviously, the jury's still out on what his impact could have been or what it would add. But we scored 27 points against what most people in the NFL believe is normally a juggernaut on defense as far as the Ravens. They were a top defense last year, came in this year, not only with a lot of the same players, but also a different attitude in regards to wanting retribution against the Chiefs, to have that on Thursday night. And even though they had some fill-in players, the fact remains is they came in with a lot of incentive, and we still put 27 points on them, and probably should have put at least in the upwards of in the high 30s with the opportunities that we missed. So I feel like we're comfortable with this offense. Yes, losing one weapon is definitely detrimental, but as far as a huge impact, I just don't know. If we would have seen Hollywood Brown for a few games and then he got hurt, then I think we would probably have a different story. But this was a situation that I think they kind of wondered about. And if you remember when he first got hurt, there was the question, because it was the same injury that Tyreek Hill had several years ago on the same field in Jacksonville, which is strange enough.
and he had to have surgery. They kind of questioned whether surgery was the route with Hollywood Brown, and it seems like it just hasn't healed correctly or strong enough for him to get back on the field.
Hey, Dayton, it's Mike Elam. So, yeah, you got to win against a good defense last week in 27-20. But Travis Kelce is on my fantasy football team. He was one of my first.
Oh, here we go.
So, yeah, dude, fantasy football is serious life. Don't mess with me.
Yes, it is.
It is, brother. That's where we live. My week is a good week or bad week, depending on how my Sunday went. And the great part for the Chiefs is Kelce had a bad day in terms of putting up points, putting up yards, but yet you still won. The Bengals seem to be rebuilding their entire team. Like, they lost a lot of what they had. They've still got their core, I guess, but they would love to lose just one player, but they're still trying to figure out where they're going to be. Where do you see the big matchups going to be this week?
So it's always interesting on how teams match up against us, because if they make a concerted effort to try to stop one guy, then that usually opens the door up for somebody else or an assortment of other people. What we saw last week with Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, to me, kind of tells other teams and puts them on notice in regards to, you can't just try to do one thing against us. You have to mix things up. And Travis Kelce did have a couple of big plays, not necessarily at the level that he would like, but we won the game and we showed that we can put points up. And I feel like Travis knows that. I mean, there are going to be games where he's going to have 12 targets, 10 catches for 100-plus yards like we saw in the postseason. And there are going to be games where he's going to be targeted minimally. And he recognizes that. And that's one of the great things about this offense. I know you don't want to hear this as a fantasy football owner. I know that, and all the listeners out there that have him in fantasy football, I know you don't want to hear all of this extra part of my diatribe, but I can tell you, don't cut him. Don't bench him.
Would never do that.
Don't cut him off your team. Don't bench him. He'll come through with you for you in the clutch.
I do think it works out great, though, because, when you feature Rice and the other players around him, to your point, it makes the defensives know, hey, we've got to cover everybody. We can't just focus on one or two guys here. They got a lot of weapons. And Mahomes is great about getting everybody involved in the game plan. So I know the more that the defenses worry about that, the more Kelce's going to be Kelce. He's not going away. And
so here's the deal. Think about around the NFL, the landscape of the NFL and the top targeting guys or top receivers / tight ends of each team. And then ask yourself, as a fan, not as a fantasy owner, but as a fan, could that team win if that guy didn't do X?
Right.
And to a man, since Patrick Mahomes has taken over, you could say, yes, we could. Even when Tyreek Hill was here, we could still win if Tyreek didn't get 10 targets. We could still win if Travis didn't get 10 targets, if Kadarius Toney, if Juju Smith-Schuster, if MVS, if Sammy Watkins. I mean, the list goes on. And this is where we are with this team and this year, is that there's not one guy that we would come in on Monday and say, you know what, we got lucky. Or one guy that we would say, you know what, we lost the game because that guy didn't get the ball. No. And that's a luxury that I don't think very many teams, not many off the top of my head, right now could say. I think about the Bengals coming in this weekend. Could they win this game this weekend and Jamar Chase only have 2 or 3 catches? Probably not. But we could win the game if Travis Kelce has 2 or 3 catches. We could win the game if Rashee Rice has 2 or 3 catches. And that's something that we should be relishing, like you're saying, in regards to feeling some sort of way about.
That's the thing with Mahomes. It almost doesn't matter who their receivers are. He's just he is a force multiplier by a lot. Future Hall of Famer. Last thing I have for you, you'll be playing Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow is kind of tough to figure out. But how do you suppose the Chiefs handle him?
So the coolest part is that we're actually saying his name. Unlike Jamar Chase with the top 100, who wouldn't even say Patrick Mahomes' name. That tells you a little bit about the character and the mindset and who's in whose head. So there's an extra fuel that you have Cam Taylor-Britt talking trash about Xavier Worthy. Obviously, you have Mike Hilton still on the team, who was the guy that was talking about Burrowhead instead of Arrowhead. And then this year, you had Jamar Chase not even wanting to say Patrick Mahomes' name on the NFL interview. So at least on our side, we are acknowledging them as a formidable opponent. They're giving us gasoline on the fire, and we want to be 2-0. They don't want to be 0-2. With Joe Burrow, a lot has been made about him flexing his hand and flexing his wrist and maybe, not throwing the ball efficiently over 15 yards last week and losing that opener that I think knocked a lot of people out of their survivor and eliminator pools because no one expected that. But there's still a lot of respect. And we know that this team, if you think about it, over the course of the Patrick Mahomes era, this team may be partially the Raiders, but definitely the Bengals are one of the few teams that have come into Arrowhead and have been confident. I'm not saying they obviously we've lost games at Arrowhead, but have come in with an exorbitant amount of confidence and swagger to take on the champions. So with that in mind, that whole package, and Joe Burrow, we'll see. They don't want to be 0-2. They definitely don't want to lose to us. It's going to be a great matchup.
Danon Hughes, as always, we appreciate it, and we will talk next Friday.
Sounds good, guys.
Danon Hughes, former wide receiver, analyst for the Kansas City Chiefs. You can hear him on the broadcast, which will happen this Sunday. 3:25 is kickoff. Now, the Cardinals play a game during the afternoon. We will pick the Chiefs game up as soon as the Cardinals are done. Should be over in time, but you never really know. At any rate, we'll have it in progress. If the Cardinals go long, they go extras or whatever. So Cardinals baseball, Chiefs football happening on Sunday right here on KMOX. In fact, we're going to talk to Claves when we come back.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535, 800-511-3535, or biglou.com.
At 11:30, we've got clouds. It is 71 degrees. More than 33,000 aircraft assembly workers are on strike at Boeing facilities in Washington State, Oregon, and California after union members overwhelmingly rejected the tentative contract that would have increased wages by 25% over 4 years. Boeing says it's ready to get back to the table to reach a new agreement. Boeing Defense, Space, and Security has significant operations in the St. Louis metro. Roadwork on 364 East at Maryland Heights Expressway. The right lane and the right shoulder are closed. High today is 79 as we deal with tropical rainstorm Francine. Shower tonight, low 68. For tomorrow, passing shower, high 84. Right now it is 71. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers. GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Stop for a moment and think about this. Do you know how much money in your 401k or IRA is actually yours? Or will the government take a bigger chunk than you thought? Remember, you still might owe taxes on that money. But do you have a plan to help make sure you don't pay more than you should? At Fira Capital Management, formerly Heisey Advisory Group, we believe you deserve to keep more of what you've earned, which is why we're here to help you navigate the confusing world of retirement taxes. It's your money. You deserve to know what's at stake. Right now, taxes are historically low, but they won't be this low forever. So call Fira Capital Management today so you don't miss out on this opportunity. 314-328-4400. That's 314-328-4400. You work hard for your money, and we'll work just as hard to help you keep it. Byra Capital Management, 314-328-4400. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Firm may not give tax advice.
At Odyssey, we believe in casting a wide net to create a diverse and inclusive workforce, as we value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be directly notified of our open positions. Again, that's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for our listeners, we invite you to visit odysseyinc.com/careers. There, you'll find an online listing of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Call 314-334-2522 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free plus 0% financing for 60 months. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
This is a commercial for California Psychics, America's most trusted psychic network. So, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. No, really, this is it. You won't see your soulmate's face in the clouds or your career path mapped out in your cappuccino foam. This really is it. We could add some dramatic sound effects if you'd like. So what you waiting for? Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Oops. Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill.
La 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 la.
Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Join the movement to end breast cancer on October 19th. By supporting the American Cancer Society making strides against breast cancer, you're helping save lives through groundbreaking research discovery and patient support. Get info or donate at makingstrideswalk.org/St. Louis Mo.
Hello, this is Chad Clayman with ClaymanGroup.com, KLAMEN Group.com, where we buy houses direct and as is condition. Did you just inherit a house and you're not sure what to do with it? Maybe it's got a lot of stuff in there and you're really not sure what to do with the stuff and how to sell the house. Well, we do a lot of work with people that inherited property. We're very familiar with the probate courts. So if you have a house you just inherited, please reach out today. We'd love to make you an offer and simplify your real estate situation. KLAMEN Group.com.
Hi, I'm Paul Goldschmidt.
I'm Cardinals outfielder Lars Nootbaar.
I'm Woodson Contreras.
Now, Chris and Amy give you the birds.
I'm Adam Wainwright, and you're listening to the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
The 2-2 pitch. He jammed him in a one-hopper to Sajasi. The second baseman throws him out. That's a Redbird winner. And the Cardinals set off the fireworks in downtown St. Louis after a 6-1 win over Cincinnati and 2 out of 3 in the win column against the Reds.
Well, the Cardinals will start a series on the road tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays. And tonight, we will have the broadcast, as we always do, right here on KMOX and the free Odyssey app. 5:10 first pitch, 6:07 first pitch, 5:10 for the pregame show. Time to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. And we bring in our guy, Mike Claiborne, who is part of the broadcast team. What's going up, Claibs?
All good in my neighborhood. What about yours?
Oh, hey man, we're just it's good weather for me. It's cool. It's nice in St. Louis, so I know it's cloudy, but I like the cool weather. I'm good here. Let's talk about this baseball team because they have been trying to play themselves back into a playoff position. It has not gone particularly well. So, how do you look at the last couple of weeks of the season, which is really all they have left?
You can afford to lose maybe 2 games, if that many. I mean, because you have so many teams that are in front of you. And that's going to thin out here, fairly soon because, Atlanta and Philadelphia have Atlanta and the Mets have some really tough games on the schedule.
And it's not about just winning the division. You know, these teams are now trying to get themselves in a wild card position as well. So you're not going to see teams easing up on anybody as far as competition is concerned. So when you look at it that way, they're going to be playing hard. You have to play harder. And, you know, let's say if you go, you lose 2 games for the rest of the year. That still may not be enough because there's going to be some team that's going to take advantage of it. Some other teams are going to slip. You know, I look at Atlanta. You know, they've had some injuries that have really kind of slowed their pace down, but they're still in it, and they're ahead of the Cardinals. You know, you look at the Cubs, and every time you think the Cubs are done, you look at the standings in their game with 2 in front of St. Louis. So a lot of things have to happen. The only thing the Cardinals have to do is worry about their games and not even look at the scoreboard. Just go play.
Claves, what do you see happening with this team? I think most of us, even though mathematically, as we always get to this time of year, right? Mathematically, there's still a hope. We're still in it. But realistically, what do you see happening with this team moving forward?
Well, I think it's an evaluation period also, these last couple of weeks, on who do you see fitting in for next year and addressing your needs for next year. And so you see a JC play. You see a Jordan Walker play. You know, you see some of the guys in the bullpen pitch a little bit more because, you know, you're not going to fix this overnight, and you're not going to fix it with a boatload of free agents. You know, they tried to plug the gap with that this year with pitching, and it worked for the most part. You know, no one knew that your offense was going to be as stagnant as it was, especially when it comes to your first and third baseman. So you have to decide, you know, going forward, how do you address first base? Going forward, how do you address your 3 outfielders, and who are going to be your 4 outfielders? Going forward, you have to say, all right, what's our bench going to look like? You know, Ollie didn't have a lot of options this year. I mean, you know, he had an aging Brandon Crawford who was let go by San Francisco. The Cardinals eventually let him go. And you had an aging Matt Carpenter, you know, and I mean, they didn't give you as much as you would hope for on the field. They were good in the clubhouse, but, you know, games aren't won. They don't have a scoreboard for clubhouse wins. So you have to really address your bench. And I think through the way the game is going to be played, there are going to be some rule changes. You may see some things like maybe they reduce the number of pitchers by 1. You know, maybe the DH comes out of the game when you make a pitching sub before the 6th inning. I mean, there's a lot of things that are being discussed. So I think you're going to have to look at how you put your bench together and them being versatile with regard to how you win. And if you look at the other teams that are successful, they've been able to figure that out. You know, having guys who can come out the bench, play multiple roles, whether it's a substitute defensively or maybe be able to run the bases or look for that one-on-one matchup. They've been able to do that, and I think that's something the Cardinals are going to have to look at as well, along with readdress their minor league system. You know, Gary LaRocque did a phenomenal job at the time he was here, but he's retiring. And so now you might want to step back and say, all right, game is changing, and the game is passing us by. What do we need to do in order to make ourselves more relevant? And that comes from development. Do you have a catching coordinator? Do you have an outfield coordinator? Do you have people with a big league experience? I mean, there's so many questions that need to be answered on that front before you can even think about what you want to look like with your big league team.
What do you think their willingness is to really invest in that drafting and developing more than anything?
Well, it's working for some teams. I mean, there's some teams who have decided we're going to spend a lot of money on free agents. And that's all good and well. But those teams also realize at some point they better have a farm system that can produce players. And now the Cardinals have a lot of guys who are playing who've come up through the organization. Some of them have been good. Some of them haven't been as good as you would hope, maybe because of age or maybe because of development. But this is where teams are consistent. You look at Tampa Bay. I mean, they throw money into their farm system. You look at Milwaukee Brewers, a team that no one thought was going to go coast to coast. You know, those players that they have, you say, well, where did this guy come from? Well, who is he? And, you know, they've had a couple of additions when you look at Yelich, who's hurt, and Adames, who they picked up in a trade. But a lot of the guys that they've been successful with were guys that were homegrown. William Contreras was they picked up in a trade. But when you look at some other players, they've been able to be very efficient, especially when it comes to pitching. The other thing they have to do is when you look around the game, everybody's producing this one young stud phenom, and everybody talks about schemes, and he's been good. But we watched that Seattle Mariner bunch roll into town last week, and they had those homegrown guys, and they were just really, really good. So you have to make a decision on how you invest and what you invest in. And last I checked, there's never enough good pitching.
Before we get to it, I want to ask you about Mizzou in just a moment. But before we get to that, yesterday, Sonny Gray had the perfect game into the 6th inning. So a nice day for him. And Thomas Ajayci, he produced offensively. What do you think of him so far? He's had a couple of games for the Cardinals.
Jury's still out. I don't know what position he actually plays well. I know he played well in the spring, but even then we were like, okay, where is he going to play? Is he better than Mason Wynn? Nope. Is he better than Brendan Donovan? I don't know. I mean, is he better than Nolan Gorman? Well, Gorman hits for power, but he strikes out too much. And he's not better than Nolan Arenado. So is he a Tommy Edman type guy where, you can move him around, get him a few at-bats a week? I just don't know yet. I think the jury's still out. I'm happy that he got his first big league hit. There's nothing more fun than that. So I think he's one of those guys you just keep watching and watching and watching and saying, all right, let's get creative on what the roster wants to look like next year.
Hey, Claves, kind of turning the page to college football for a little bit. I mean, the Cardinals have had a disappointing year, but Mizzou, everybody's on fire about what's going on, up to number 6 in the country. How do you see this weekend playing out for them? Because, Boston College is supposed to be a pretty competitive team for them.
Okay, so I'm going to start off by telling you I don't believe in rankings at this time of the year. I think it's the most misleading thing in college sports.
Agreed.
Because most teams have not played anyone of substantial talent. The portal and the NIL has changed the look of college football. So why am I ranking a team that I couldn't name you 5 players that they brought in, and coaches have moved around a great deal. So I think when you try and talk about the 6th-ranked Missouri Tigers taking on, that's bull, okay? They're both good teams, don't get me wrong. But who have they played? So the best barometer, is if you haven't destroyed your opponent by the end of the 3rd quarter, then maybe you're not as good as you think you are. Because you put those blood donors on the schedule for one reason, to beat up somebody, because they don't have a ranking. I mean, they may be good in a lesser conference, but, this is not a team that you're putting on the schedule that you would play in November. So while it's good that they can stack up points, and they've been playing really good defense, and Boston College surprised some people early on against Florida State, the jury is still out on the season. If you really want to have a better barometer, check back with me around just a month from now. And then that way we'll know who's who.
Yeah, those Patsy teams don't always work out. You can ask Notre Dame about that.
Let's go Huskies.
Yeah, you're right. And again, because you're not playing the teams, you're playing the name of the school.
Right.
And there's a big difference with regard to, why you put them on the schedule. Now, Northern Illinois, I'm sure they probably let classes out on Monday. We beat Notre Dame.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And you know what? They beat the name. They didn't beat the team. They beat the name. And that's what they'll always cherish, is beating the name, because other than the players who played, 10 years from now, no one from Northern Illinois can tell you any of those players who played at Notre Dame. They just remember the name of the school.
And they remember the $1.5 million they got to win.
Exactly. And you know what? The volleyball team is happy. The golf team is happy.
That's
all the other programs within the university, which that money will help fund throughout the course of the year. Yeah, they're excited. Now, the problem with that is when Northern Illinois is looking for games next year, somebody will say, well, the way you guys beat Notre Dame, well, we're not going to play you this year. But it'll change because of the portal. Players are moving around so much that, you get 2 or 3 guys, they can make you healthy quicker than anything else. And that's something that we need to come to grips with when we talk about these opponents that you're going to be playing. Could Missouri be playing somebody else better than Buffalo and whoever the other blood donor was? Sure they could. I'm of the belief that this is how you should do your non-conference schedule. You get one blood donor where you make a contribution to some school to come in and take a beating. The next team should be a team in a regional reference, whether Missouri should be playing Iowa, or maybe they're playing Kansas or Kansas State. And then the third team should be a team from a comparable conference. Let's say Missouri, you finished third in your conference. Let's go play the third place team in the Big Ten. Let's go play the third place team in the ACC. And spare me with this whole, well, they make these games so far in advance. Well, I got news for you. When a new coach comes in and he looks at the schedule and says, well, we're not going to play Alabama this year. We're going to take them off the schedule. And it's amazing how they find themselves off the schedule. So you can do this on a regular basis. The way it's set up now, the way scheduling is, because most schools and most conferences do it by computer, and you always have certain dates on the calendar that you're going to play. Like Tennessee's always going to play Florida on a certain day in October. You can do it. So spare me the excuse of saying we schedule these games so far in advance. If you want out, you can get out. If you want in, you can get in. And I have news for you. These TV networks are spending a small fortune on putting these games on TV. And I can tell you this, Missouri versus Iowa is a lot more attractive than Missouri playing Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I'm using them as an example because I can go across the river and say the same thing about Illinois. Or how about Kansas deciding to play Lindenwood? But at least it's a regional battle. So I give them credit for that. They're keeping the money close to home.
Claibs, appreciate it. Enjoy the weekend. We'll talk next Friday.
All right, you guys have a great weekend.
See you, man.
That is Mike Claiborne. The game, Mizzou-Boston College, will happen 11:45 tomorrow morning. That's when the kickoff is. And the Fast Eddie's Fastball is brought to you by Fast Eddie's Bon Air, the coldest beer in town. It is an Eric Fetty start against the Toronto Blue Jays tonight in Toronto. Matt Pauley has got the 5:10 pregame show and the 6:07 first pitch. It is all right here on KMOX. And if you want to watch any of those games, of course you can listen to them right here on the Odyssey app and KMOX. But the Cardinals game you can. But if you want to watch those games, you need to go to Ophthalmology Associates to make sure that your eyes are in good shape for it. And really, it's time for your annual eye exam if you haven't had that done in a while. Your health insurance probably covers it, so go do it. And the reason you want to do it is, even if you're not dealing with anything substantial in terms of your eyes, it could help lead you to some other diagnoses. Maybe there's something going on in your body, and your eyes will be a good indication of that. Well, at Ophthalmology Associates, the doctors, they're going to figure it out. They've got some terrific doctors there, like Ranjan Malhotra, who is, that's the guy I've seen, Greg Birdie, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Berry, experts in all sorts of ailments of the eye. They're going to get to the bottom of whatever is bothering you, whether it's minor or whether it's more severe, and they're going to lead you to the right treatment. So make your appointment with Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000. That's 314-966-5000, or visit youridoc.com.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. You don't hear fast talk and disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Story Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Story Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Join us in Forest Park on September 20th and 21st for the Great Forest Park Balloon Race Weekend, presented by PNC Bank. Attendance is free, and the number of memories and photos you can capture is endless. Special thanks to Wash U, Blue Moon, and Miller Lite, Purina, and St. Louis Children's Hospital. The events page at KMOX.com has all your details. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
La 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 la.
Oops, never Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill. Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW, a family-owned dealership group that has been around for 50 years as a Toyota dealer and 25 years in O'Fallon, Illinois. So come see us. That's Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
The Musial Awards return to Stiefel Theater Saturday, November 23rd. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event hosted right here in St. Louis. It's a night to be entertained and inspired. Tickets at musialawards.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been hurt on the job, you need the best. Onder Law. Hurt on the job? Call Onder Law today for a free review at 314 or 618-9-MILLION.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Michael Calhoun. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Hey, who wants to go see Blues Traveler?
I do.
Well, you can't.
Okay.
Well, you can.
I just can't win tickets.
If you buy tickets, you can. At St. Louis Music Park, September 20th, Blues Traveler is coming to town. But we right now have tickets to give away.
Yay.
We've been doing it all week. And the reason we've been doing it all week, and anybody who knows us will tell you, it's because we care about you. And we want to gift things to you because we care. Because you don't gift things to people you don't care about.
This is true, and everybody loves a good harmonica.
Well, not everybody. Matt Pajeski hates harmonicas.
Wow.
He
look at
literally
that.
said that like 2 days ago.
But he loves Blues Traveler harmonicas.
Look at him go. John Popper, is that his name?
I've never seen an air harmonica before. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Wow.
Why do you hate the harmonica so much?
It's too squelchy.
It's too squelchy. What?
That's not pleasant sounding. That's horrible.
It's not too bad. What do you think, Tyler? Do you like the harmonica? He's iffy on it.
So.
Well,
But Blues Traveler is going to be fun.
Blues Traveler, hey, free tickets.
Hey, get them now.
Get them right now by giving us a call on the contest line and be caller number 7. How about caller number 7 to 314-955-1120, 314-955-1120. And if you are caller 7, you get to go see Blues Traveler at St. Louis Music Park on the 20th. That'll be a really good time. Also, this is important. We are still looking for, we haven't decided yet who's going to participate in our no prize football pick'em. If you want to try and beat Mike Elam, Mike Kehoe, and me in the football pick'em challenge at 12:30, you have an opportunity. Send us a text message with your name, 314-436-7900, and you might be selected. Mike Kehoe is coming up again at 12:30. He's going to be part of that. I've got Mike Elam sitting in with me here on KMOX. Amy Marks Cords is on vacation. Have a great time, Amy.
But I know no matter what.
Life can throw curveballs our way, just like the sudden car accident that put me in a coma 30 years ago, long before I became the Cardinal Cowboy. And just like recovering from bumps in the road, we all need reliable help when things go wrong. At Renner Garage, they understand unexpected setbacks. Whether it's a repair, a new door, or a LiftMaster opener, Renner has the team of trusted experts who know how to lift you up and get you back on track. You know the name, RENNER, forward and back, RennerDoorSTL.com. Giddy up.
It's Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates, the doctor's doctors, 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
Brian.
Yes, Sarah?
What is the point of making junk disappear?
We make space for possibility.
Oh, that's huge.
Why do people want junk to disappear?
To make space for possibility.
And who gives them this new space?
We do.
And how do we do it?
We make junk disappear.
And what does a person need to do to make all this happen?
All you have to do is point.
We make space for possibility.
We make space for possibility.
We call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. While we celebrate the reversal of Roe versus Wade, there is still much work to be done to support life and pregnant women before they cross state lines. Together, we can provide the love, support, and options that women need to choose life for their children. Coalition Life celebrates more than 3,500 clients served and thousands of lives saved since we began this mission with you. Each one is a miracle. Over the years, day in and day out, our team has walked alongside women facing the fear and challenges of an unexpected pregnancy. Through the support of this community, we have given them hope and a path to choose life for the children they carry. Visit coalitionlife.com to give your vital support while reducing or completely eliminating your state taxes through Missouri's 70% tax credit. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
At 12 noon, it's cloudy and 71 degrees downtown at the Arch. This newscast is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. Our top story this hour, multiple schools in the Springfield, Ohio school district have evacuated students from their buildings, according to Spectrum News, transporting them to different facilities. Bomb threats have been called in, affecting 2 elementary schools and a middle school. Springfield, Ohio is in the national spotlight after still unconfirmed reports of Haitian migrants eating people's pets. Local police say they still have no credible reports of that, despite being amplified by the former president.
This just in.
Justin Timberlake pleaded guilty to impaired driving, resolving the criminal case stemming from his June arrest in New York's Hamptons. The judge sentenced Timberlake to a $500 fine with $260 surcharge and 25 hours of community service at the nonprofit of his choosing. Aircraft assembly workers at Boeing walked off the job at midnight after the union overwhelmingly voted to strike. Cairo TV reporter Eric Thomas is at the picket line in Seattle.
It does seem like they are in it for the long haul, only because speaking to some of these employees, they are disenchanted with the process. And these are 10, 15-year veterans that have been here for a while, have seen a couple of extensions, but are saying that they are not getting what they deserve, and Boeing is not coming to the table, fulfilling the promises that they had said they would do in the past.
School shooting threats are spreading like wildfire on social media platforms, especially TikTok and Snapchat.
Locally, threats have been investigated at Rittner, Afton, Farmington, and others. Lieutenant Eric Brown with the Missouri Highway Patrol says if you see a threat online, do not repost it.
By not reposting that, you can help control that threat and be sure it's properly investigated without causing further harm or fear that may not be necessary.
He says they field more than 1,000 threat reports a year at couragetoreportmo.com, where people can anonymously report threats that are then vetted. People can report by phone, online, or through an app. Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
It's 12:02.
I'm going to see what else is out there. I might run for alderman.
That's outgoing St. Louis City Mayor Vernon Betts telling KMOX what he might do if he decides to stay in politics.
Still bitter about losing the Democratic primary to challenger Alfred Montgomery, Betts says if he sticks with politics, he has his sights set on one of Montgomery's allies.
Rasheed Aldridge. He's the alderman. I'm gonna challenge him probably if I continue in politics.
Rasheed Aldridge's aldermanic seat isn't up for re-election for 3 years. I asked him his thoughts on Betts potentially challenging him.
It sounds like it's more personal to him than actually about the need of the people of the ward.
Betts also floated potentially running for mayor, but not likely in this upcoming election. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The KMOX Business Desk, the town known for smelting lead, is growing as a port.
The Doe Run Company in Herculaneum shut down lead operations 11 years ago. Now, the Jefferson County Port Authority has secured the rest of the property needed to expand. The $20 million purchase, made possible with state funding this year, will allow the Port Authority to be the sole owner.
And for the first time in our existence, we will be self-sustaining with a regular source of income.
Jefferson County Port Authority President Derek Good says American Patriot Holdings plans to set up shop, bringing jobs, if the port in Louisiana can ensure their sizable container ships can make it through to Herculaneum. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
The Dow from Stifel up 307 points to 41,404.
A couple of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon from Francine. Otherwise, clouds and more humid with a high of 79. A spotty shower is most likely early tonight, low 68. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zare on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got clouds. It is 72 in Florissant, 71 St. Peter's, 71 downtown at the Arch. Rewind and share this newscast with the free Odyssey app. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from the Gelman team of eXp Realty. Selling your home, every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. My friends Mark and Neil Gelman. Check out the only agents that I trust at thegelmanteam.com.
I'm Frank Ladd. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Couple of things, Chris. Couple of things. First, cats can live to be 20 plus years old, so there's that. Second of all, what's the point of a cat? Well, unlike a dog, you actually have to earn a cat's respect. If the cat loves you, it's because you earned it. If a dog loves you, you might have kicked it in the freaking tail, and it's still going to lick you on the hand 5 minutes from now. A cat, do something like that, see if he even looks at you for the next week.
And that really is the point. Appreciate the voice message. You could send it in on the Odyssey app. Tap the mic button and send it to us. That's the whole point. You get a pet so that they love you unconditionally. Yeah, Why would you want to get a pet that runs away and hides in a closet and you never see it until it's time to eat?
Have you ever heard the fact that your dog loves you more than your spouse?
Of course.
And you can prove it. If you take your spouse and you take your dog and you lock them in the trunk of your car for a half hour, when you come back and open it up, guess which one is happy to see you?
Well, I mean, you're probably right. I personally would advise against locking either of them in the trunk.
But it just goes to
But if
show
you had to
your
pick one,
dog loves you unconditionally.
that's right. See, that's why dogs are great.
Your cat doesn't even really care if you're there as long as they're fed.
See, then what's the point? You might as well get a goldfish.
Yeah, or a turtle.
They don't care.
No,
Cats are awful.
you can't really.
But love your cat and be good to your cat and don't eat it. That's just. I mean, it's not really happening anywhere, but that's the thing. Apparently,
There you go.
We still are welcoming your submissions if you want to be part of our no prize pick'em, our football pick'em. All you do is we'll go through about 8 or 9 games on the schedule for Sunday, and you'll pick the winner for each one. Whoever has the most points, the most wins come Monday, you get nothing. That's it. It's pride.
But the pride of knowing that you were the winner.
And you will be competing against Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe, Mike Elam, and me, Chris Ranji. Amy Marks Kors is out. She is on vacation. Do we have the Justin Timberlake thing? Okay, so JT, you know, he had the driving while under the influence thing in the Hamptons from a few months ago, and he was arrested. I've never seen this before, but after he was in the courthouse and he pled guilty to driving under the influence.
They had a plea deal worked out.
Right. And the plea deal is he had to pay $500, which I assume he can afford. He has his driver's license suspended in New York for 90 days starting today, and he had to make a public safety announcement.
Even if you've had one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. There's so many alternatives. Call a friend. Take an Uber. There's many travel apps. Still, take a taxi. This is a mistake that I made, but I'm hoping that whoever's watching and listening right now.
He's right. If you don't have a friend, take an Uber. And maybe your friend doesn't want to wake up at 2 a.m. and come pick your dumb ass up. So what you'll do is you get that Uber. And I would say before anything else, get a taxi if they're available, because the taxi drivers, they need a little love. They're getting absolutely crushed by Lyft
Uber and Lyft,
Uber. Yeah. So take a cab if you can. I love to take cabs.
It sounded like his car was being crushed in the background there. Well,
it sounded like a dump truck going by.
Yeah, it was like.
Have you ever seen a guy come out of a courthouse, like a celebrity who's on, a trial or an appearance in court, and then comes out and does a press conference immediately?
One of the things
maybe that has happened
that I do kind of like about this, though, is the fact that you've got a celebrity in the Hamptons who didn't get away with something. Right? You're driving while you're intoxicated. You're not supposed to be doing that. Lots of bad things can happen. People can get killed from doing that. You got held responsible for making a bad choice. Now, granted, he's paying $500 and then like $265 for some other little fee, but for less than $1,000 is what he's paying, and he's a multimillionaire, so that's not it. But at least publicly, you're being called to the carpet and called to account. I at least like that. Right? Because normally when you're like, have you ever seen a celebrity do that? Most celebrities would never make it to that point. This would have disappeared and you never would have heard anything else about it.
It does happen, though. There are celebrities who get clipped and they have to pay for it. Now, especially if you are a celebrity like him or a professional athlete, when you have a lot of resources, especially if you're one of those folks, you have to make alternative plans for transportation.
Yeah,
when you
I've
go
never
out, it's so
understood stuff
easy
like this.
And to them, $500 to him is nothing.
No,
it's absolutely nothing. So that means the Uber ride or the Lyft ride, which would probably be 20, 15. Well, that's I mean, he wouldn't even know that's missing.
No,
he won't even know the 500 is missing. He could have 10 500s missing and he still wouldn't know.
That's
so
the thing that always surprised me about celebrities and especially athletes. You see this a lot with athletes where they do something and you're going, why were you behind the wheel? Don't they have people who work for the organization who will come pick you up anywhere and drive you home because the franchise doesn't want to be embarrassed by you doing something stupid? Just call one of those people. If you're a multimillionaire, you should have somebody you could call. I'm still amazed that this happened in the Hamptons, where the Hamptons is something because of wealthy people. And you're going to hold one of your wealthy people, celebrity wealthy people, to account. That's kind of surprising. I really figured the Hampton cops would have pulled him over and taken him home.
Or they pull him over and they go, by the way, the officer at the time, who was young, I don't remember the age, said he didn't know who Justin Timberlake was, which I find that really hard to believe. Even if you're younger, even if you're like 25 years old, how do you not know about Justin Timberlake?
Right. Didn't he do a soundtrack in a movie that you watched?
What was that?
No, I mean, if you're that age, right?
Oh, well,
you
even
had
if
Trolls and that kind of stuff. If you're younger, he was a singer and did big songs in soundtracks of movies you would have watched. You would have known him from there if you didn't know him from his music.
Well, let's
his musical career. I mean,
how about this? Timberlake is still a big deal, but he was a very big deal in, say, 2009, 2010. So let's say you're a cop who's 26, 27. That means Timberlake was a very big deal when you were like 12.
Right.
You know who he is. I never got past that part where the officer says he didn't know. But I do also think sometimes you will get a cop who pulls somebody over who knows they've pulled over a celebrity or a sports figure and is like, oh, yeah, I'm giving this guy a ticket, or I am absolutely arresting this person just for the story.
Right.
Like I can tell people I arrested Justin Timberlake. That's a claim to fame for you. I think that would be an attractive thing to do. That'd be an attractive proposition.
When I used to be a cop, before I got fired for pulling over Justin Timberlake,
you can't get fired for pulling over a guy who's drunk.
Oh, yes, you can. Are you kidding me?
He's not going to get fired.
He
has the evidence.
Have you not seen how many? I mean, think about that cop who
well, as long as he
pulled
doesn't
over.
Beat the hell out of him.
What's his name? Who was the golfer on his way?
Scheffler.
So he pulls over Scheffler.
But he wasn't drunk.
But he pulls him over. Same deal, right? I'm pulling this guy over, and he treats him horribly. That dude's gone. See ya. Fired. You're out.
Yeah, that's different, though, than if you've pulled over somebody for DUI and you've done it the way you're supposed to by the book and you arrest him. You're not going to get fired for that. You're going to get in trouble.
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
No
chance. No chance in hell.
So
We'll
follow up in 6 months, and you'll know the rest of the story.
If you
that 24-year-old officer is no longer there in the Hamptons.
Well, the fact that he pleaded guilty, I think that cop's fine.
He's going to Jersey.
I'll tell you this much: if you take him out of the car, put him face down, and then beat the hell out of him, yeah, maybe you're going to get fired. But not if you just arrest him for driving drunk. Hey, speaking of a bill that's going to be really tough to pay, this story about an Australian airline passenger from Western Australia. They were leaving Perth. It was a flight from Perth to Sydney. And this man who was 32 years old was unruly on the plane right after takeoff. And they had to turn back around and go to Perth. I've never heard of this happening before. But because they had to turn the flight around and the pilot was forced to dump some fuel in order to land, because I guess it's dangerous to land with too much fuel,
right?
Which I don't know if I knew that either. Well, they have charged him for the fuel. They have charged him $8,600 Australian, so that comes out to $5,800 US.
Wow!
So this man has to pay $5,806 to the airline because he was unruly and they had to make the plane turn around. I've never heard of that happening before.
I haven't either. I mean, kind of good. If you're on the plane, behave.
Well, yeah, I don't know why would you act like a butthole on a plane? But it happens
a lot. It happens on a regular basis. And these days, I really don't understand it because you've got air marshals and everything on the planes these days.
Yeah. So apparently, this is an unusual thing. It's not a typical penalty, but usually there are other fines that go along with it. But they made him pay for the gas.
It's unusual that they would turn around and go to where they came from. Normally, they would just fly to wherever they're going. And once he gets there, he's pulled off and bad things happen.
That's Mike Elam in for Amy today. I'm Chris Ranji. Again, if you are interested in participating, we're going to pick a participant here in the next, about 10 minutes. If you want to get on the no prize pick'em challenge today and go up against Mike Kehoe, Mike Elam, and me. Send us a text message to 314-436-7900 with your name, and you'll find out soon if you get to be part of the show today on KMOX.
Vinyl windows, they're just plastic. But windows made of composite Fibrix material from Renewal by Andersen, they're twice as strong as vinyl and far more durable. Hey everyone, it's Amy Markscores. With Renewal by Andersen windows, their signature Fibrix material means no bending, no cracking, and no rotting. Just beautiful windows warranted to last decades. Their windows are available in 49 different color combinations. The options are endless. Why wait to ditch the plastic? Choose Renewal by Andersen and give your home the upgrade it deserves. Don't miss out. Renewal by Andersen's BOGO Bonanza is happening now. Buy one window, patio door, or entry door and get the next one 50% off. That's 50% off with no payments and no interest for 18 months. Call 314-720-9200, 314-720-9200. That's 314-720-9200.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Do you have shoeboxes full of photos? Today only, radio listeners get VIP access to the new Photo Legacy Box. Get your family's photos professionally scanned for as low as 7 cents, which is 76% less than what other brands charge. As the world's largest digitizer, you know you can trust Legacy Box to digitize your entire collection of 4x6 photos. Everything from the embarrassing haircut you had in the 90s to photos of your great-grandma's wedding. Visit legacybox.com/value to get 200 photos scanned starting at just $19.95. Oh, and don't forget, Legacy Box also digitizes over 15 other types of analog media, so you can get your favorite memories on VHS or grandpa's film reels from the 40s digitized too. Take advantage of this exclusive offer on the new Photo Legacy Box today and preserve your past for as low as 7 cents. Go to legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com/value.
Turn it up to Pear because this big news only gets better. Mercy Go Health Urgent Care just opened a brand new center located in the De Pere Point Shopping Center near Trader Joe's and right next to De Pere Dentistry. That means you can now conveniently save your spot online or just walk in to visit with a friendly Mercy provider any night, weekend, or holiday when you need care. Plus, their state-of-the-art centers offer on-site x-rays and labs, so you can get the timely services you need in no time at all. Visit Mercy Go Health Urgent Care in De Pere today.
Now at pedalthecause.org, register for our 15th anniversary event. Coming this September 21st and 22nd, because the more we ride, the more we raise. The more we raise, the more we research. The more we research, the more we all ring. Together, we will create a world without cancer. Learn more at pedalthecause.org.
Hello. Hey, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. Did you know we've got you fully covered?
I've taken up beekeeping. I'm always covered.
I'm talking the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage at up to half the cost.
Same honey, half the work?
Exactly.
Sweet.
Just call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Join the movement to end breast cancer on October 19th. By supporting the American Cancer Society making strides against breast cancer, you're helping save lives through groundbreaking research discovery and patient support. Get info or donate at makingstrideswalk.org/St. Louis Mo.
Rich Orris hosts the KMOX Home Improvement Show, presented by Mosby Building Arts. Saturday at 11 on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Good morning, guys. This is Terry. You were talking a few minutes ago about eating animals, and one of you asked your colleagues there about ask them if they ever ate alligator. I've never tried alligator, and we don't eat it in our house because we only have a crock pot. Happy Friday the 13th.
Terry. Now we got to ban you.
I'm using that.
Terry's do not
I
use
am
that.
using that.
You are not.
That is going on the Mike Elam Facebook page.
Come on, Terry.
Coming to your post soon.
Look, you can
look at Matt Pajeski with Crocodile Rock in the background. Nice job.
You are welcome to send us a voice message whenever you want on the Odyssey app. You download the app and you listen to the show. You go to KMOX, and then there's a little button, looks like a microphone, and you tap it. You record something up to a minute. You don't have to go a minute though, and then send it to us, and maybe you will hear it. But Terry is from here on out. He is banned.
Attaboy, Terry. Nice job. I love that.
Terry, we love you.
Thank you for we don't eat alligator. We only have a crock pot.
Oh my God.
How can you tell the difference between alligator and a crocodile?
I don't know. This is a joke, right?
Right,
I know what the actual answer is.
We'll stop this. But yes, I won't
go ahead. Well, you have
No.
to now. You already is it vulgar?
No.
Well, go ahead. You have to start it. You have to finish it now that you started.
So once a see you later. What? I was waiting for you to finish that.
I don't know it.
So what?
See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile. One's a see you later. One's an after a while.
Oh, I don't like that one at all.
No, it's not as good as the Ferris wheel joke. I did like the aspirin one.
Did you tell the Ferris wheel joke on the air?
Oh, I didn't, did I? No,
you
I was
said
just
it to
telling
me.
it here. So just so you know, every day Chris loves these horrible jokes that I tell. And when I say loves, I mean hates with a passion. And they're dad jokes. And I've been doing it now for 2 years, believe it or not. So I try to post a different one every day, if I can get you to go, oh, geez, then I've done my job, right?
Yeah.
So the one that I told you that I did actually like was, whenever I get a headache, I take 2 aspirin and stay away from children, just like the bottle says.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is a lot like having a male version of Amy.
But
having you in
as
for
attractive.
Amy.
So there you go.
Wait, she's not as attractive as you?
No, me is not as attractive as. No.
That's debatable, I'm sure, for some people.
That's true.
You went to a pretty cool thing last night.
So thank you. So last night was the first annual St. Charles Main Street Foundation Supper Club. And Randy Schelling and the folks of Main Street Foundation put this together last night. It sold out right away, but it's a really cool event that we had. There was about 130 people who were part of this. It was right along Main Street where the First Missouri Capitol was, right there at 300 Main Street. And they had all the tables lined up in a row, white tablecloths with candles and lighting overhead. It was really cool. And it was a 5-course dinner that they put on, and had wine pairings that were all done there, appetizers, but everything was just done by Main Street merchants. So these are the Main Street restaurants and the merchants who were there. So, Sugar and Slice did cheesecake, and Salt and Smoke had appetizers, and Lewis and Clark did all their stuff. It was really nice, and I just wanted to tell them, great job. I was sitting along with a table with some amazing folks who were listening to us yesterday while we were at Ballpark Village.
Yes.
They were driving down to the game, and they were listening to us. I had never met them before, and they're like, hey, weren't you on KMOX this morning? I was like, by golly, I was. So that made it, of course, even more special. But just a really cool event. It's the first time they've ever done it. They're going to do it again next year. And if you get the chance, get some tickets and go check it out. It's the Main Street Supper Club, and it's their annual event that they're going to start doing.
That's awesome, man.
It was really cool.
You said the way you described the setup was pretty cool.
Just
like the long table?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that you don't get the opportunity to sit at a long table like that. And I was at one end of it. So I looked back and I could see 100 people stretched out before me on both sides of the table.
That's very cool.
In an outdoor setting. The weather was awesome. So it was really cool. There's a place that was in Cottleville called Stone Soup Cottage. and they did the same menu every month. Every month they'd have a different menu, but you had to book it 3 months in advance.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a 7-course meal with wine pairings, and the Hoffman Company wineries did all the wine pairings last night. So you had whites and reds and rosés and ports, and oh man, it was
great stuff.
It was really cool.
Also want to mention this. Our friend Trish Gazal wanted me to mention this. The 57th annual St. Louis Lebanese Festival starts tonight at 6 o'clock. It goes all weekend. So it's 6 to 9 tonight, noon to 10 o'clock tomorrow, and then 11 to 5 on Sunday. It is at the St. Raymond Maronite Cathedral, 931 Lebanon Drive in St. Louis. There are games, raffles, prizes. The admission is free. Parking is free. So lots of great food will happen there. And Trish wanted me to pass that along. The 57th annual St. Louis Lebanese Festival, 931 Lebanon Drive in St. Louis. There's a thing you could do. When we come back, we're going to have Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe. He's a candidate for governor, and he is going to join us when we come back for our No Prize Pick'em Challenge. That's next on KMOX.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
If you're thinking about selling your home, I'm sure there are 2 things that you want: certainty and the most money, right? This is Debbie Monterey, and if you've been listening to me for some time, you know that the agent I trust is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis's real estate expert. Here's why she should be your first call when looking for an agent. Gloria does not make empty promises. She provides written guarantees. What does that mean for you? Certainty. Certainty isn't the only thing you want. You also want the most money. Gloria is able to get her home sellers more money than the average agent because she already has the buyers. This is why Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she will buy it. To get your guaranteed price, call St. Louis's real estate expert, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Life can throw curveballs our way, just like the sudden car accident that put me in a coma 30 years ago, long before I became the Cardinal Cowboy. And just like recovering from bumps in the road, we all need reliable help when things go wrong. At Renner Garage, they understand unexpected setbacks. Whether it's a repair, a new door, or a LiftMaster opener, Renner has the team of trusted experts who know how to lift you up and get you back on track. You know the name, RENNER, forward and back. RennerDoorSTL.com. Giddy up.
Downtown at the Arch. Ukraine's president plans to make his case in person to President Biden.
Volodymyr Zelensky says he'll meet President Biden later this month to present what he's calling a comprehensive victory plan to end the war with Russia. The Ukrainian president says he'll outline his plan at an international peace summit in November, to which Russia will be invited. It comes as he presses Ukraine's allies to allow Kyiv to use Western-supplied long-range missiles to strike inside Russia itself. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Sonny Gray got his first win against his old team, the Reds. The Cardinals won 6-1, and they took 2 out of 3 from the Reds in the series and head to Toronto to play tonight. Ricky, how much fun was it calling Thomas Ajayce's first big league hit in that win?
Always exciting. I know even more exciting for him and his family who were here at the ballpark. So Ajayce not only got that hit, added another hit and an RBI later, made a great play defensively. And the Cardinals, they pulled away a 6-1 victory, out hitting Cincinnati 10-4. Jojo Romero picked up the save.
And Sonny Gray retired the first 15 batters he faced.
He was outstanding, really unhittable through the first 5 innings.
Now the Cardinals play interleague baseball in Toronto tonight. They have that 3-game series, but we'll be back at Busch Stadium on Monday.
I know Toronto expected to do more this year, but they're still a tough team. It's going to be fun.
And we're on the air at 5:10 tomorrow Central Time, 5:55. Ricky has the lineups. I'll bring you the first pitch around 6:05 as the Cardinals play after beating Cincinnati yesterday 6-1.
Stalled vehicle 270 north of Doherty Ferry in the right lane. Also 170 south at I-70, the left shoulder. Emergency vehicles 44 westbound at Broadway. The left 2 lanes are closed. Tropical rainstorm Francine moving through today with a high of 79. For tonight, shower in spots, low 68. Tomorrow's high 84. Right now, clouds and 72 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underline Tree Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX. Are you tired of those unwanted, stubborn areas of fat? Do you want to lose up to 2 inches of that fat quickly and safely? Hi, this is Dr. Michael Glickert at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and we offer the latest breakthrough treatment in fat reduction without surgery through our incredible Lumara body contouring program that gently melts fat naturally, eliminating it from your body. If you want to lose inches on your thighs, arms, waist, stomach, or back, take advantage of our limited time offer of just $69 for your first treatment, which is valued at $300. You heard that right. Just $69 for your first treatment. Visit us online at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I admit I was skeptical about body contouring at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, but I figured, what do I have to lose except apparently inches, because they already helped me lose 40 pounds. And then they took before and after pictures while I was doing body contouring. I did 8 treatments and you could totally see the difference. So take advantage of this limited time offer, just $69 for your first body contouring treatment, regularly $300, by calling 314-207-8600 or online at moweightloss.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plate. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Bernie Nicholas gets the final word during Sports on a Sunday morning. This Sunday at 11:45 on KMOX.
Okay, boys, here we go.
Hey, from the jump now, let's go.
Who's ready for some football?
Football!
Why are you smiling? Because I love football. I'm so glad football season's back.
Let's go. It's week 2 of the NFL season, and it is time for us to take part in the No Prize Pick'em Challenge.
You're really big on this no prize aspect of this.
It's the only thing we could do.
I would pull that back a little bit.
No, that's the whole thing.
Okay.
You get to be part of the show. You don't get anything for it except for pride.
You
it is
get
actually
the joy of knowing that you beat celebrities.
Mike Elam, it is it's the title of the thing.
I'm with you.
It's on the graphic. It says the No Prize Pick'em Challenge.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was on the graphic.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
Well, you should pay closer attention.
I didn't see the graphic.
So
it's radio.
Here's what we do. We always invite one guest listener, somebody who is listening to the show who gets to be a part of it. And we have a celebrity guest picker along with Mike Elam and me. So we welcome in Josh from Fenton, who will be our listener challenger today. Good afternoon, Josh.
How y'all doing?
We're good, man. Thanks for being a part of the show. Are you ready?
I am more than ready.
Okay, good. Now, you understand what happens if you win today, right?
I get the pride of knowing I beat Mike Elam in my NFL pick, right?
That's right.
I love the fact that that's all you really care about, Josh. That's awesome.
That's all you get.
That is awesome. Welcome to the games.
You have to vote for me.
Say that again?
Never mind.
Oh, okay. All right. So, in addition to that, our celebrity guest picker for today is Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe, who is running for governor as the Republican candidate in the state of Missouri. Mr. Kehoe, how are you?
I'm doing great, but I didn't know there was no prize to this thing. I thought Mike Elam was going to come wash my car for me or something.
You know, for Mike, I will. If you win this, I'll come wash the bus. How's that?
Well, I think you're pretty safe in not having to wash anything because I'm certainly no expert.
You have a whole bus?
He does.
Wow.
We
Hey,
do.
I'm just curious.
Is it a tailgate bus?
It could be. That's a great idea, actually.
You know, I love that idea. So, Lieutenant Governor's been traveling the state of Missouri, having people sign the bus. So, I'm just curious. Now that you won the primary, are people signing the other side of the bus?
You're exactly right. We were trying to keep that bus clean, but we were also hoping and praying that we might be successful to have a clean side to side. So, Mike, we got a whole nother side to sign.
That's awesome. So you're back on the tour again.
Yes, sir.
Back on the tour, and Mike Elam promises to come wash your bus if you beat him today. So here's how this works. We will go through a handful of the games that'll take place on Sunday. All you have to do is pick the winner. Pick the game that you think or the team that you think is going to win, except for the Sunday night game. On the Sunday night game, you pick the winner and then give us the total amount of points that will be scored. So combine the score. What if you think it's going to be 35-10? Tell me 45. That's how this works. So let's get started. And we begin with the New Orleans Saints taking on the Cowboys in Dallas. Josh?
All right, I'm going to do Cowboys. It's not a playoff game.
Okay. All right.
I love that.
What a shot. Mike Kehoe, who wins between the Saints and Cowboys on Sunday?
I go with the Cowboys. They're America's team, except for the Chiefs, of course.
Oh, okay. Well,
nice save.
Yeah, very good save.
Well done.
You know, there are voters in Kansas City, you know. Mike Elam.
You know, I would love to pick New Orleans, but I also hate to lose. So I'm going to go Cowboys as well.
You know, I'm going to pick New Orleans just because. I'm picking with my heart and not my head on this one. I despise the Dallas Cowboys. I want to see the Saints win this one. I know they're not going to, but I'm picking them anyway. All right, so everybody goes with the Cowboys except for me. Let us move now to the Colts and the Packers. Both teams are 0-1, and the Packers are hosting Indianapolis. Josh?
You know what, Packers? Jordan Love is my boy. He's winning.
Well, Jordan Love is injured. Does that change your thought?
What? Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah, I was not informed. Okay. I'll go Colts then for sure.
All right. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Mike Kehoe.
I'm definitely going with the Colts.
All right. Mike Elam?
You know, I'm actually going to pick an upset on this one. I'm going to go Packers.
Packers at Lambeau,
I'm going Packers at Lambeau only because it's at Lambeau.
Okay. That's fair enough. They got a nice little home field advantage up there in Green Bay. They have nothing else, but they do have that. All right. So the Packers picked by Elam. Everybody else goes with the Colts. Let us go to another couple of 0-1 teams. The New York Jets in Tennessee against the Titans. Josh?
I would Tennessee, but I'm not very confident in their ability. So I'm still going to go with the boys. I'm going to do Titans.
You're going with the Titans? Okay. Mike Kehoe between Tennessee and the New York Jets. What do you think?
I'm going with the Jets there.
Oh, you're getting behind Aaron Rodgers. All right. Mike Elam?
You know, I'm all about Mike Kehoe, but I can't get on board with Aaron Rodgers. He let me down last week, so I'm going Tennessee.
He needs to retire. I'm betting he gets injured and the backup comes in.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I will never in my life bet on Aaron Rodgers. I hate that man.
It's a Bears thing, isn't it?
For about 9, I hate that guy. He's the worst. His family hates him. There's a reason his family hates him. So I will never pick the Jets. Also, I have a friend who's a Titans fan. I don't want anything good for him ever, but I'm going to pick Tennessee this time.
That's so nice of you.
Isn't it? All right, Seattle Seahawks are on the road against the Patriots, who won against the Bengals last week.
How about
New England
that?
won. Yeah, they're supposed to be bad, and they might still be, but it is the Patriots and Seahawks in New England. Josh?
I will root for anyone who's playing against the Patriots. So we're going to go Seahawks.
All right, fair enough. How about you, Mike Kehoe?
I got to go with New England Patriots. My daughter's best friend is a big Patriots fan, so I got to give him a little shout out.
All right, that's supportive.
Hunter Henry is the tight end for the New England Patriots. He's my Arkansas Razorback. I'm going New England Patriots.
All right, very good. I am going to go with Josh on this one. I cannot root for the Patriots. I have multiple Boston sports fans in my life. And you remember when I said I didn't want anything good for the Tennessee guy? I want everything bad for New England. So I am picking the Seahawks in this one. I am actively rooting against them because forget those people. All right, let us continue. How about the Browns and the Jaguars? This game stinks. The Browns and Jaguars in Jacksonville. Josh?
Browns are semi-promising. We'll go Browns.
All right. They've got Deshaun Watson, who's a real big creep. He's their quarterback. What do you think, Mike Kehoe?
Only because they're Jacksonville, we'll go with the Jaguars.
Okay. Mike? Elam?
Can both these teams lose? Is that possible?
It is possible they tie.
I think I'm going to go with the Browns.
All right, Cleveland Browns it is. I'm going to pick Jacksonville at home. I'm going with Lieutenant Governor on this one. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars at home get their first win of the season. Let us now, this is another stinky game. It's the Giants and the Commanders in Washington. The Commanders have their brand new quarterback, their brand new rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels. They are hosting the Giants. What do you think is going to happen here, Josh?
Well, I'm going to have to go with Commanders. My girlfriend's dad's team, so I got to give them something.
I love picking on personal reasons alone.
There
it's
you go.
The best.
That works.
No statistics.
No stats.
All right, Lieutenant Governor.
Not much good comes out of Washington, D.C.
Oh.
So I just have to go with the Giants on that one.
He's going with the G-Man. Hello, Mike Elam.
I agree with Lieutenant Governor. Not much good comes out of Washington, but there is nothing good with the Giants this year. So I'm going to say Washington wins this game.
I hate to go along with that, but I think I also have to pick Washington. Here's the thing. For selfish reasons, I kind of want Jaden Daniels to be bad.
Okay.
Because if he's good and Caleb Williams is not as good, then I'm going to have a whole problem.
There's
That's
other
the problem.
aspects of this.
Because then I'll have to be like, oh, great, they should have taken Jaden Daniels instead of Caleb. So I'm going with Washington. I think they win that game. All right. Let us move on. How about this one? This is a real stink bowl because you're going to have a difficult time picking between the Rams and the Cardinals in Arizona. Josh?
Oh, man, I don't want to support the Rams, but the Cardinals are definitely going to lose. So we're going to go with Rams, unfortunately.
All right. What do you think, Mike Kehoe?
It pains me to go with the Rams, but they got the Gianni kid on there, Kyrie Williams, and they just picked up Cody Schrader, our MU phenom. So I got to say Rams.
What do you think, Mike Elam?
Man, I'm with everybody else. I hate to pick the Rams. You know what? I'm gonna pick the Cardinals just because.
Wow.
I hate to pick the Rams.
Okay. Okay. I went with the Rams last week and it didn't work out for me. You know what? I'm gonna take Kyler Murray at home. It's probably a really bad bet, and I'm gonna regret it. I know that.
Fantasy football wise, I have Marvin Harrison Jr. on my team, who's playing for the Cardinals. He was nothing last week, so I'm hopeful he gives me some points this week, and that may get me there.
Okay, well, here you go. Arizona, I'll go with them too. Let's move on to the Cincinnati Bengals in Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. I think I know what's going to happen with all of these picks. Let's start with Josh.
All right, no question, no doubt. It is Chiefs.
All right. What do you think, Mike Kehoe? What do you think? I know what you're going to do.
Just remember, Arrowhead will never be Barrelhead. So it's Chiefs.
Nice.
All right.
Chiefs. I'm in. Let's go, Chiefs.
I got to pick the Chiefs.
I know that hurt you.
It really does.
Yeah, I know it does.
Okay. You'll be okay. It's fine. You'll be all right.
Dude, I don't know that I will. I don't know that I will because if the guy who is the quarterback in the next game doesn't turn out to be like 75% of Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to lose it. All right, here we go.
Monday night.
It's the Sunday night game.
Oh,
and
Sunday night
this
game.
is the potentially the tiebreaker. It is the Bears in Houston to take on the Texans. So give us the winner and give us the total amount of points you think will be scored. Josh?
I'm going to go Texans, and we'll say 38.
38 points. All right, Lieutenant Governor Kehoe.
Hey, I think the rookie phenom Caleb Williams from USC is going to have a great game. Jonathan Owens went to CBC, had a touchdown last week. I'm taking the Bears, and I'm going to say 44 points.
Mike Kehoe with the local angle, playing it up.
Let's go.
He is playing there.
Jonathan Owens, Mr. Biles.
I am going Bears. The Bears. Let's go the Bears. And putting up 45 total points for everybody.
Oh, my God.
In this whole thing.
Oh,
I'm saying the defense is not going to happen, but I'm thinking Dick is going to pull this out for the Bears.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you playing along.
Just had to go back there for you.
I am also picking the Bears. I'm going to go with.
That's a shot. Wait.
I'm going to go with the Bears. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears.
Chris Ronji picks the Bears.
Yeah, this is the game.
How did this happen?
This is the one where Caleb Williams goes off, and then everybody says, "Wow, he's better than Patrick Mahomes."
So, guys, just so you know, he's a dyed-in-the-wool Bears guy.
That's right. Oh, wait, Governor Kehoe, what did you say about how many points for the game?
44.
44. All right. So,
and Chris, you're right that Caleb Williams is a phenom. He's going to have a great game.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. You got my vote.
You
All right.
just moved him over,
Maybe.
Mike. There you go.
Wow.
That was all it took.
I'll have to think
Mike
about it.
Elam was going to do it for me, but it actually was the quarterback from USC that did it for me.
You did it yourself. You pulled that one home. Nice job.
So, thank you.
That is
So-
politicking in pure form right
Well
there.
done.
Well, as I tell you all the time, Mike, I'm not a politician. I'm actually a car dealer, so that should make you feel a lot more comfortable.
All right.
My favorite line is, if I can sell Ford Explorers with Firestone tires, I can turn Missouri around. I love that.
That's exactly right.
That is awesome.
I am going. By the way, I'm going with 43 points on this. I didn't pick the points, so
Whoa.
I'm going 43. Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
So we got
Well, pretty
38, 43, 44, and 45.
That's right.
All right. So no ties.
So there should not be a tie. Well, I guess we'll check back in with you, fellas. First of all, Josh, if you win, you get the opportunity to come back and compete next week. Lieutenant Governor
wow.
Kehoe, if you win, you can just add that to your platform.
Well, I have to go
Well,
wash
I
his
think
bus.
Mike Elam is going to wash Josh's car if he wins.
Oh,
I thought I was washing the bus, but I'll take the car.
Josh has got to get something out of this. I mean, there's no choice.
If I lose, I'll walk the bus.
All right.
There you go.
All right, Josh will wash the bus for
Josh will at least let you sign it first before you do that.
Josh, we're going to get
I like
you
that,
a free oil change at Dave Sinclair Ford.
There you
I'm
go.
not sure.
All right.
Thanks, Josh, for participating. We appreciate it. Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe, thank you as well.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Josh.
All right, that was fun. So, wait, who's washing the bus now? It's going to be Josh, right?
I think if Josh loses, he's doing that. So
Okay.
that was fun. I appreciate being a part of that.
And you got to help wash that bus, too. I ain't doing anything. So,
I'm here for the people.
that is the No Prize Pick'em Challenge. Maybe Josh will be back next week. If not, it might be you. You have the opportunity to join us. So, tweet at us if you want, at Chris Amy KMOX.
Fall is in the air, and it's a perfect time for you to call Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best. Whether you need something done before winter comes or you just want to plan for next spring so that you can have the best outdoor space on the block, Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the company to call. They do offer free in-home estimates, free project design, so they can help you put together the plan to make your outdoor space the envy of everyone, party central, or just your own quiet little refuge. Decks, patios, pergolas, sunrooms, screen rooms, fences, retaining walls. They can do it all at Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They have the highest quality materials. They have their own installation team, which is really important because they have years of experience and they stand behind everything they do. For the month of September, if you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll give you 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. It's Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. Find them online now at chesterfieldfence.com.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold at Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW. I am so confident that my team will take care of every one of your service and sales needs. I'll give you my cell phone, 618-791-5470. Newbold Toyota or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
Did you know that now is the best time to top dress your lawn? St. Louis Composting has compost specifically created for top dressing. To learn more, visit stlcompost.com. That's stlcompost.com.
Touchdown! Kansas City! Can't make it to Kansas City for the big game? No problem. Experience every Kansas City Chiefs game, like you're in the front row at Valley Sports Live in Ballpark Village. Join fellow Chief fans on game day and feel the roar of the crowd right here in St. Louis for the Chiefs. Chiefs Watch Parties, presented by Jim Beam. Don't miss a moment of the action. Head to KingdomOX.com/events to reserve your table now and cheer the Chiefs to victory.
St. Louis City SC invites you to the free City Block Party. Before match kickoff on Saturday, September 14th, come out to Lou Fuse Plaza for live music, local food and drink, games, giveaways, and more. Visit stlcitysc.com for details.
Brian.
Yes, Sarah?
What is the point of making junk disappear?
We make space for possibility.
Oh, that's huge.
Why do people want junk to disappear?
To make space for possibility.
And who gives them this new space?
We do.
And how do we do it?
We make junk disappear.
And what does a person need to do to make all this happen?
All you have to do is point.
We make space for possibility.
We make space for possibility.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
213 Flashpoint Complex will take you to the next level. It increases your metabolism, fights cravings, gives you all-day focused energy with no crash, and at night, it helps you burn fat by lowering cortisol levels. 213 Flashpoint Complex is available at Supplement Superstores. Find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
I'm Joe Pott. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
I don't think I mentioned the winner of the tickets, did I? I did. John and Arnold. John and Arnold is going to go see Blues Traveler in September. September 20th.
Nice job.
So I don't think, do we have anything to give away next week? You never know.
There's always something. If you want to be a big winner, just keep listening to KMOX. You're going to find a prize to your liking.
That's, you know what? You should record that for us so we can play it.
It's a new promo.
Even if it's a nothing.
We just pulled that out and put it in there.
Yeah. Even if you get nothing, which I think is a pretty big, as far as I'm concerned, I think that is what is the most attractive thing about our Pick'em Challenge is that there's no prize. You get nothing for it.
You get the sense of pride that you won.
Don't you think I think pride is important.
I love bragging rights. I don't really care about the money in fantasy football. I love the smack talking and the bragging rights. That's really what it's all about.
Speaking of bragging rights, how upset do you think our producer, Tyler Rosen, one of our producers today.
Yes.
How do you think he's going to feel when Mizzou gets beat by Boston College at home? Oh,
wow.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not going in that room now. I'm staying away. Hey, by the way, can I say thanks for letting me hang out for the last couple of days?
No.
It's been very fun. Well, thanks to Matt. It's been a lot of fun.
It's good having you in, man. Good to see you again. Are you with me at all next week?
I am not.
Okay. I know John Hancock is with me on Monday, and I got Bernie coming up next week. Oh!
I'm very sorry for you. For Hancock, not for Bernie.
Bernie Miklasz.
Oh, and we're past time.
Oh, we got to go.
See
Have a
you
great
guys.
one. See ya.
Thanks.
Dave Glover's next.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1932 $10